and we're doing it live.
Welcome to the GRG podcast, where we talk about the latest in gaming news, hot topics, and more.
Let's go!
With guests Lady Infamous, Delilah HD, 108 Dragons TV, Triple Cup Chuck, Live Wires Gaming, Blood Knuckles, 100, Kaleidoscope, and your host, K Mega 405. The GRG podcast
starts right now.
What's up, everybody? The GRG podcast is live. We're a little short tonight, but we live. That's why I started for the delay. We was over here trying to get everybody, and then everybody said that they had other things to do. Well, it is the holiday weekend, so, we'll see if anybody else will come on later on. But, this is nothing to me. I can do this. I was going to do the show by my damn self if I had to, because I really wanted to get into these topics. I wanted to talk about this stuff. And I'm pretty sure that the people that's listening tonight want to hear what I had to say, because I think it'll make sense. I mean, I know that we hear a lot of crazy things that's going on social media, man. It's been ramped up ever since after E3. And I know that it's frustrating for just gamers, you know what I'm saying? Not only for just Xbox gamers, but just gamers, period. Not all PlayStation people want to hear the same toxic bullshit all the time. Nintendo fans don't want to hear that bullshit all the time. And it's almost to the point to where there's a lot of gamers that just don't want to participate into even getting into the conversation, because there's always going to be that one troll or that one person or a group that will come in and try to avert and turn it into nothing but garbage. And that's something that we're going to try to talk about tonight and just break it down. But I'm wrapping up the knuckles. I'm taking this old school tonight, because there's some things I definitely got to talk about, without trying to call names and do all that type of trash, show pictures of people and shit. I'm just going to just keep it real, do what I always do, man. So anyway, without further ado, man, let's get on to the panel. Man, we ain't gonna have 3 hours tonight. I love it. Anyway, let's get on to it, man. My main man, Lemon Lamithi, is from the Zeus. What's going on with you, 108?
Woo! I ain't gonna get interrupted tonight, baby. Two-man tandem. Y'all ain't ready. Let's get these topics popping, people.
No. We got somebody else that popped in here, man. We got operations. Op came in.
The
lawyer, but he's muted right now, so I don't know. We got to see what's going on with that. So
what's good, people? What's good?
Anyway,
glad to see y'all in here.
Yeah. So no doubt about it. But anyway, man, let's get on to it. Let's see. I've got to go around and look around, do some things. Boom. Check the stream. Make sure that's cool. Oh no, I'm all unprofessional today. It is what it is. I had a real long week, people. I mean, crazy ass long week. It's been crazy. I had to work 16 hours in a day. I ain't did that type of shit since my early 30s. Like, I was like, what's going on here? What's happening? But anyway, let's get on to the topics, man. Let's get straight to it. Let's go lighthearted first. You know how we do that. We always want to break down the first things, the lighter side of everything before we get to the meaty stuff. And that is talking about some DLC that just recently it's about to come out from a game that's very popular with a lot of people, and that is Cuphead. And my man Op, I don't know if I see that you took the mic down. You here now, Op?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, you sent that to me, man. And I've seen it on Twitter and I seen it on YouTube where they were advertising it. But I know that you wanted to talk about it, and it rightfully so, because it was a great game. A lot of people enjoyed it. I don't think a lot of people beat it. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm a little bit over half, and I just got caught up like I always do. Just play something else pops up, and then I'm playing that. And then I'll play something else, and then I get caught up in that, and then I'll go back to the backlog like I'm doing with Shadows of War right now. It's like I'm all in on Shadows of War right now. So I'm not going to stop playing that until I beat it, and then I'll jump on to something else. And maybe Cuphead might be the game. I don't know. But anyway, give me your thoughts about Cuphead, this expansion. It's not coming here very soon. You would think that it was coming here like the same year, but it's coming, I think, in 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, and why don't you give us a little bit of information about it?
Yeah, if anything, the studio NDHR showed us, like, they will take their time if they have to, especially with the initial release of Cuphead. It was supposed to come out, 2017? They delayed it for a year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
My dates could be off a little bit, but yeah, if they need longer time, they will take that time, which is fine with me, because, like, as we see with Cuphead, that time paid off. So I really have high hopes for this expansion coming out later on. It looks dope. They had new character, new mechanics as well, new bosses. Like, bro, this is great. This classic DLC that everybody wants is just more built on top of the foundation they already created for the game. So yeah, I'm really excited. I beat the game, what was it, like a year later? I was frauding about it because I played when it came out. Then I plateaued at a certain level I couldn't beat, and I left it alone for a while. Then I came back and actually managed to beat the whole game. So yeah, it's a really dope experience. If you haven't already, I'm not sure if it's in Game Pass right now. It may or may not be, but if it is, y'all definitely check out the game. It's fun. It's hard, but like,
you know what? I don't know if it's in Game Pass. That's a good question. People in the chat, do you know if Cuphead's in Game Pass? I can't recall of saying I seen it in the list.
It might not be. If it was, they would make a big deal about it.
It might be. I don't know. Anyway, so what about you, 108? Are you excited about this new DLC? Did you get a chance to beat the game or even play Cuphead?
I played a lot of Cuphead. I damn near pulled my toenails off with a wrench. That game is frustrating. It's beautiful. The hand-drawn graphics is amazing. Old school status. That's another reason it's getting pushed back, because it takes so long to make those levels, because every piece of animation is hand-drawn. That's the main reason. That's why they took their time the first time. So I'm excited.
Hey,
I'm excited to be frustrated all over again. And we got to pay the bills.
Yeah,
we got to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was just didn't kind of interrupt you, but you said you wasn't going to get interrupted, and I had to interrupt you.
Shout out to my boy Thomas Franks, GRG. What's good, bro? 108, K Mega, and the rest of the cast. Happy you guys are safe and healthy. Just here to show my support for my brothers. Let's go.
No doubt. Thank you very much, Thomas Franks, man. Thomas Franks been there from the very beginning. Thank you for your support, brother. Definitely.
Like
you and Jazzy, man, and so many others, man. Thank you guys, man, for hanging out with us and just in dealing with it all. That I love it. But anyway, go ahead, 108.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it, man. And plus, any game gets DLC. Yeah, everybody knows I always support DLC, no matter from minor to major. So it's always good, and it'll make people who put the game down spark it back up. It definitely revitalizes the game with when you get DLC for any game. So I'm excited, but I'm prepared to be frustrated.
I know. I'm prepared for it too. I got to that. I got to the clown. Well, I got a little. I got to the clown because I think the middle part is when you see the little henchman, and then he says that you couldn't pass, but then you got past it, and then I had to play the clown, and you know how I am about clowns, but I almost wrecked him. I got close, and then I lost, and then I just haven't gone back, and so I'm like okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that because that is one of those games that you just got to play. You got to play and you got to deal with it because I mean it's fun as hell, but it's very frustrating, and I don't have no problem with that particular game compared to like Dark Souls. I can tolerate games like that because it reminds me of some of the older platformers that's been tough. Like, I mean, you can just go back and think of Ghosts and Goblins. That game was impossible almost. Rygar, that game was damn near impossible. But those type of older games that you just go back and say, I'm cool with that. But when you got a game like Dark Souls, and I know that's a cult classic. Well, it sells very well, so it's not a cult classic. But I know a lot of people love that genre. It's just not my thing, man. It's just not my thing. I like, give me Ninja Gaiden hard. Yeah, just give me that Ninja Gaiden hard game, and I'm cool. Like, I think the one thing I like about Devil May Cry 5 is it's difficult, but it's not over the top difficult to where it's like overly frustrating because the controls are a little laggy and I hate those buttons at the top of the damn those buttons at the top. I hate hitting the bumpers for attacks. I just rather
I hate that too.
I God of War was tolerable.
And no, it wasn't.
It was tolerable.
I was hoping for a patch later on down the road.
I switched it to the old way because somebody said, "Hey, man, you can go back and you can play with the buttons." But I got so used. Yeah, you can play with you can change it to where you can use the buttons, but it just doesn't feel right, especially when you want to try to change your weapons. And like how I like to use my combos. Like I love the axe. I love the chains. I love the chains of Olympus or whatever. You know, the original God of War chains or whatever. But I love that axe. Especially when I had that one rune on it to where I could freeze and I could throw that damn thing and spin it around. I was like, oh yeah, I love that axe. But when I was trying to use it with the buttons, it just didn't feel right. So I went back to the bumpers. But that's the only tolerable game I could do with the bumpers. Other than that, like, ugh. But anyway, Cuphead, I'm looking forward to it. It's come out next year, but hey, you know, I'll eventually get to it and beat it. I know that there's other people that's called us Xbox gamers out and said, "Oh, I beat the game," and you know, it's like, well, I think at the time when he beat it, it was like I think like 4 or 5% or whatever. But you know, when I beat God of War, it was at 33%. So I don't know. It is what it is. But anybody else wanted to talk about the DLC from Cuphead, or we want to move on?
No, that just about covers it. We can move on.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I'm looking a little. I'm getting antsy. I really want to get down to it. So, all right, let's get to another little topic before we get into the big stuff, and that is about. And to me, I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, from what I'm hearing from other people, that they said that this was true about the hacking with PlayStation. But then I see some other people coming out and saying that this was made up, this was a lie, this is not true. I've seen this on different reports. I seen this. What was this on the first article that I seen it on from somebody that posted? It was from like the Business Journal, Business Week, or something like that. It wasn't even a gaming site, or it wasn't from some YouTuber or nothing that just brought it up. This came from one of those type of articles. So I don't know. So I see Live Wires in the building. What's going on with you, Live? I'm gonna go to you first about this. I'm gonna go to you first about the whole situation with the hackers. Do you think that do you think that the whole PlayStation hacking thing is true? And if you do, what does this say for after people are paying for PSN right now, and people are still having to worry about their information? And now that from what I'm hearing is that these hackers can go in there without even really making an effort in getting people's credit cards without having the numbers on the back. And then they could just do whatever they want to with it. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I've seen people posting stuff on Twitter. Whether it's real or not, I am not sure. I mean, it's hard to say. If it is true, it's unfortunate because this is not a new issue. This is kind of like a long-standing issue that they kind of put Band-Aids on here and there. But yeah, I mean, with all the money that they have, you know what? I think maybe it's partially laziness, or maybe the fact that people ain't complaining enough. But they probably should have been like rebuilt their infrastructure from the ground up and then just transferred everything over. You know, like just like if somebody was if you got like a shit website and you don't feel like maybe the code is just so bad, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just get somebody who can actually build a website I really want and then just transfer everything over versus trying to constantly put Band-Aids on something that just was broken from the start, you know? So I just think that if it is true, they you know, it's an issue that they really need to been addressed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. 108, you just came in, sound like you wanted to talk about it. So what is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I've been saying this for years with Sony. When you go to GameStop and you hear the 17, 18-year-old dudes bragging about how they stealing people credit cards off of Sony PlayStation Network, that's horrible. this goes from all about infrastructure. Hopefully, next generation, they on those Azure servers, man, they won't have this problem. But this is truly disrespectful, man. And they're too large of a company not to have the proper protocols for any type of security surrounding people's private information. You know what I'm saying? Like as a parent, you go buy your child something. You have, Sony is a well-renowned company. Let's just be real here. They shouldn't have these problems, not security-wise, and it shouldn't be that easy. This I don't know, man. I use prepaid cards. I'm sorry, on my PlayStation, and I'm a grown-ass man.
he just said I use prepaid cards.
Yeah, because I don't. Come on, how many times we're gonna hear this and people ignore it? Come on, let's just be real here. This is ridiculous at this point in time in life. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, Jazzy, but that was the one. Jazzy Noob said this, and I was gonna say something about that as well because I'm not sure. Just because Xbox is allowing them to use their servers, but Jazzy says they might as well. They might still have problems. Microsoft is providing the infrastructure, but Sony has to redo the software side. So because the software, it gets for how these hackers keep jumping in and Lizard Squad whatever keeps coming in and doing what they're doing, it's got to do something that's in regards to what's happening with their software. And because that's basically what it is. So I don't know, man. It's frustrating. I don't know. I don't know. It's real frustrating.
And year after year, people, PSN is the same as live. No, the hell is not. How many years in the PlayStation Network went online? PS2. It's been happening since PS2. We working into 5, and they still got the same problems. Because remember, when they first put their infrastructure together, they was doing patchwork. Buy this, add this. Buy that company, add this too. Buy this and add that. That doesn't work. Obviously, they have to rebuild for next generation. This generation is lost. They have to rebuild for next generation, and they have to, as a company, be responsible for their actions or non-actions thereof. Because this is just, we shouldn't even be having this conversation again.
No,
that's what it is.
No, we shouldn't, and that's the point right there. That just it baffles the mind. So many other people want to talk about other things, but this is a serious situation. We're talking about people that spend their hard-earned money and put their information. What's going on? What's that?
My phone. Somebody. I don't know.
All right.
Just getting alerts.
Mute. Vibrate.
Yes. Do something. Trump, I know you had your parade, but we good. We good now. You back here. You back home, GRG. All right. Anyway,
we're not supposed to do that. It's not that many of us.
I'm telling you right now. I'm about to get messy here pretty soon. It's already brewing. I'm just over here just savoring it. I'm just keeping it lighthearted. But anyway, what is your thoughts about this, man? Like I was just making the point. There's so many other things that other people that's talking about Sony in the positive light, which is fine. But this is a big situation that even if let's say that this was an Xbox problem, we would be talking about that on GRG for sure. And I would think you know what I'm saying, because that's something that is vital to get that information out so people can complain and say what they need to. So the Xbox can get their ass in gear or whoever. So why is it that the PlayStation fans are not really coming out and saying anything about this? And matter of fact, saying that this story is not even true. So what do you think?
Well, I guess they're not talking about because go against the headwind right now. They're riding high off, I guess, Xbox losing E3 for showing up and whatnot, and Last of Us 2, all that other crap. So pretty much like this goes against the headwinds. They're not going to bring it up or give any light to it. But to touch on this topic, I feel a couple things about it. First off, for people asking for live to be free, stop. Jesus Christ, stop. You had an entire generation of wipe that doesn't work when online service is free. We see negative repercussions of that as well. Even at E3 during FanFest, I was talking to the development team that handles the maintenance that maintains live. He's hearing their daily jobs and whatnot, and just having to deal with millions or billions not different tasks, but I guess I want to say pings, or I can't remember the technical term he gave. Like appearance, like the servers are loaded on a daily basis. Gotta make sure the infrastructure works properly. Make sure if something falls, if it's something or something like crashes or falls, they'll work on troubleshoot. Make sure what happened with it. Make sure it gets fixed. Like just like it's literally it's kind of like managing like honestly hundreds of thousands of people at once to make sure everybody's all right, make sure everything's stable, appearance, whatnot. So it's like if you're asking for them to do this for free, one, you put them out of their jobs, and two, who's going to take care of the service at that point? So really, I don't know. People just stop asking for the service to be free. It costs money to maintain this. It costs money to hire people to maintain this who are actually skilled or employed, who know what they're doing, make sure it stays working properly as well. So just like, if you want to be free, all I gotta say is remember the PS3 era, and you understand why you don't want it to be free. Another thing, like at this point, let me you're right. It's sad. This should not be happening at this point. They're too experienced right now. They have had enough time working with that. This should not be happening with their online infrastructure. Even on top of the fact that people are paying for it as well. So that's just insult to injury at that point. So when do they get this right? I have no idea, but it has to happen sooner or later. Because right now, this seems to be I won't say contained, but very it's not a widespread issue. From what I can tell, it's like a couple cases in the past that happened with some people. But like if this continues, it's gonna get worse from this point on. I'm pretty sure I know that people work on a clock to try to fix it, hopefully, but like just something has to change, something has to give away. And I don't think Azure is really the answer for it as well, because I'm no tech person, but I'm pretty sure this partnership, as far as like technical side of this, is two-way street. Azure, it can be working fine, it can do everything perfectly, but on Sony's end, if their infrastructure is still the same way it is right now, it's gonna be a bottleneck. So I don't think Azure is really gonna help anything as well, because I'm not sure if Azure offers like security systems that'll help them with this as well. I'm not sure if that encompasses the roles of Azure at this point, but like they got to fix it on their end, because Azure's really not gonna make anything better for them. It can make it worse for all we know. So yeah, there's a lot they gotta do. But you want to say something? Let me go ahead, man.
First of all, let's stop calling it a partnership. They're renting the damn servers out because they need to. Let's stop calling it a partnership, because Microsoft Azure servers are being used by multiple companies who don't have the infrastructure. Sony's one of them. They're not partnering to do nothing. We need your service. Here go this check. Let's just stop that right there. And this is not a small situation. And there's never been a small situation. We've been talking about this for years. Every situation is small with their service? Hell no. People are jacking their services, jacking people credit cards. This is ridiculous. It ain't no small issue today. It's been a small issue for years. That's what they try to do when they talk about Sony. If this was Microsoft, Phil needs to be fired. That's what we would be hearing. Off with his head. No, let's not sugarcoat nothing. Let's just be real here. The PlayStation community, and I'm part of it, is biased. Some happen on it, and hey, it's only 17 people. We got 100 million consoles. It's nothing. Phil do something? Off with his head. Nah, it's not small. This can't be small. For years? Come on, man. It's enough, man. It's enough.
I mean, it's like they don't want to. They. It's like Op said. I mean, he said it perfectly. Like we've been here before, and for people out there like Red Dragon and others to come and say that, well, Xbox is hiding your games under a paywall. I get it. Okay, free to play games, Xbox should take that away. I think that part is bad. I think that they should allow people that play free to plays to jump on it. I think that's an advantage, especially for PlayStation, for games like Fortnite, etc. But when you're talking about Xbox Live being free, and then on the other end, you have those same people that come and they say, "Oh man, that's why PC games is always being ripped off. I mean, PC developers are always getting ripped off, and they're happy to come over to consoles because they know that they'll get their money because all those games get pirated." And you know what I'm saying? It's a no man's this game out there. I mean, it's no man's land. It's all this, it's all that. So make up your mind. Where are you at? Like, I mean, you say the PC when because it's free, the online is free, except for when you playing MMOs and certain other games, and then you got to pay regardless because they want to have their servers protected. So if not, then and you have to pay some other type of way too. Like even if you got those free to play MOBAs, like
paid a monthly subscription.
Yeah, you got to pay. You don't, if you pay some monthly subscription, and if not, you pay something into that for them to have their servers work for you, like Dota and all that. So that to me is kind of like, all right, you want to have Xbox Live, you're still going to get hit across the head, and already people will be bitching and talking about, oh well, we've got to pay for Game Pass, we got to pay for this for this gaming service and for that gaming service, and now for if I want to play Final Fantasy Online or something like that, I got to pay for this too. I mean, they're just jacking us for money. Well, make up your mind. Do you want security? You want your private information not to be out there and exposed? Or do you want just it to be free and take the chance of having money taken out of your account, or even having your shit flagged and shut down and you're not even knowing about it because somebody's over there fraudulently doing something to your games? I mean, which is it? You know what I'm saying? I prefer to pay for Xbox Live, and that's why the millions and millions of other people that's out there that pays for Xbox Live don't even care about that. It's kind of like not even an issue. You know, it's crazy because I have my Xbox Live backed up for years, but for when it comes to my PlayStation, I don't. I just don't. I kind of.
You know what I put this to K-Maker. Before I got Verizon, I had AT&T. Everybody knew Verizon make you pay a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. My phone broke on AT&T. They said for me to get my shit fixed, I had to pay $250, and I had a warranty. They said $250. Verizon, I never paid more than $50. You see what I'm saying? So you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
So I can have the same exact phone on AT&T. Break, and I got to pay $250 versus $50 on Verizon. No, I went back to Verizon because even though you are paying more money, the service is better. The peace of mind is another thing. Like people don't always factor that shit in. They just think about like, oh, this is cheap for right now. Yeah, but you get what you pay for. So when the shit don't work, you got to deal with the headache. That's what people don't think about.
Got to pay the bills.
Yeah, let's go pay the bills. Sir X-Man, what's going on with you, bro? He was there. He killed it last week on the show, and he says Sony has had problems since the PlayStation 2 with online. Yes, they have. I mean, at that time, like I would try to play Madden or NBA Live or something online, and it was just so bad because our internet in my state was just terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would try it, and but I was doing more couch co-op with all my gaming back then on the PlayStation back in those days. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But I mean, Live, you're right. It's get what you pay for. And look, if this story is not true, then I apologize well, I don't apologize. I just say, well, damn, this just comes to show that we can't even look and trust articles anymore or people in the public because they just make outlandish shit to make it stick. If this story is not true. For years.
We've been hearing this too long. We know it's true.
But I know that this is the thing though.
No, it ain't true. Goddamn unicorns. That's not true. This is true. God damn it. We're gonna stop doing that.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, this is crazy to me. Like, instead of combating the issue, you have Sony fans that will actually divert and then they're called Xbox gamers slaves and corporate this and that. Like, you are really going to take this and I mean, this is something that should be a huge discussion throughout the PlayStation community because this isn't the first time. And I mean, look, the one time that we heard about Lizard Squad hitting up Xbox, and I remember because I was playing Shadows of Mordor, and I was playing the remade version, the version of Tomb Raider, the first Tomb Raider, the reboot Tomb Raider that they did, the definitive edition. And you know, there was online components, and I was playing the online on that Tomb Raider, and then when that Lizard Squad shit hit, like I was like, whoa! It lasted for what? Couple of days for me. And then the online came back for PlayStation. How long was that Lizard Squad there for them? For a month?
No. They've been getting on PlayStation for years.
I mean, but I'm just saying, but I'm talking about that big hit that happened.
You talking about when it was down? It was down for a month.
Yeah, it was down for a month. Xbox was down for anywhere from, for me, it was like 3 days. I heard other people say it was a week. Like, and then, do you hear anything about Lizard Squad hitting Xbox now? No. You know what I'm saying? Do you still hear about something that PlayStation might get hit with this and that from something from Lizard Squad? Yes, I've heard that a couple of times. Now, the one thing that I do hear that trips me out, right, is when everybody comes out there and say that PlayStation is always up for maintenance, and I'll be the first one to say, look, my PlayStation's on, because if I haven't played my PlayStation, and then if somebody says, well, PlayStation is up for maintenance, I'll turn my shit on, and I'm like, mine's working. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I don't get hit. I don't get nobody saying, oh, well, K-Mega, he's over here looking out for PlayStation fans. He's looking out as a gamer. I don't get anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't get any type of credit for me saying that shit. I've said that on Facebook. I said that on Twitter. I said that at other places. I'm like, my shit works. But, you know what I'm saying? But if I say anything about like this and posted this on, because I did post something about this on Twitter, oh, corporate slave. You did, man, address the shit. Do not, you guys are so hell-bent on what's going on with these games and AAAs and everything and about sales. Y'all are overlooking that y'all could be buying a game and potentially get hit for the dulo on your, you know what I'm saying? And that's tragic. And you're paying for PlayStation Network this time. So I don't know, man. I hope it's not true, because I don't want anybody's information to be taken. Trust me, I know this personally. Regardless of what any of these fools out here think, I care not. I know what I had to go through to deal with that shit. And I wouldn't want anybody to deal with any of that, because that sucks. And then that makes you lose faith in a company that you actually beloved more than any company. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing definitely would change people's perspective about a lot of things. So hopefully that the story's not true, and if it is, I hope Sony go ahead and take care of this shit, because it needs to be addressed. I'm tired of hearing these stories. But anyway, let's move on.
We got to pay the bills. Six Slayer.
Oh, where's Six Slayer? What'd he say?
$2. You get what you pay for. It's that simple. Facts.
We want free live. Bullshit. You can go and ask Microsoft for that plan. I'm still going to pay the money to keep my live going. Well, I don't have to pay anything for a couple of years, but you know what I'm saying? But you can go ahead and you can ask for Xbox to do it, give Xbox Live all you want to. I ain't going to be mad at you. I ain't going to be mad at you at all, partner. But anyway, let's go on and move to the next topic. Oh, man, we flowing. We're flowing tonight. Anyway, all right. Let's see. I kind of wanted to. I think I want to mix up the first topic that you got on there, and then kind of mesh up the main topic that we want to talk about. But I want to talk about Game Pass for a second here, because earlier this evening there was a lot of there was an article that came out, and it caused all types of craziness. So there was this. The article pretty much said that there was a former dev for this company. I don't have it right in front of me exactly what the name of the company was, what this former dev said, but he said that devs are not getting paid enough from Game Pass, and therefore he doesn't like it. And
what game was it?
He had no parts in making a game for Game Pass. He just came off and said it for himself, because I guess allegedly he found out about how much that they got paid or something like that. I have no idea. I don't know. The only thing I do know is that he made that point because of his thought that they didn't get paid enough. And of course that went like wildfire, and it caused
it was based on hours played, ain't it? Like kind of like streaming music and shit.
No, that was something like where they said they wanted to try to make some effect that maybe if people wanted to, if devs didn't like the strategy of or how much that they got from Microsoft for Game Pass, putting their games on Game Pass, then maybe they can go with that route, because I think Steam or somebody does something like that by something about the hours. They get more money if people play their game more or something like that. I don't know. That's something of what I read about. But I'm gonna go to you. I'm gonna go to you, Livewire, since you brought it up. But give me your thoughts on Game Pass, because from my understanding is that Game Pass seems to be not only great for the consumer, but also great for the smaller dev, and there seems to be more big publishers to come in and throw their AAA games in there as well. But I mean, do you find that to be that's it right there, or do you find it to be like it's still problematic and maybe that Game Pass will lose its luster over time because of the money situation from what that article said?
Nah, to me, Game Pass is I mean, it has multiple layers to it, because one, you have the first party games that are always in Game Pass. Then you have the games that are like, come try this out games, like when was it Fallout? I know it's in there now, but they had it was in there early, they took it out and they brought it back. So it's like a game that they let you try out for a month, and then they take it out and see, you know, based on how much the person or player likes it, they could go and buy it at a discount and stuff like that. And it's also for games that, you know, otherwise wouldn't really get the light of day. You know, nobody knew about the game. All of a sudden they feature it on Game Pass, and everybody's like, oh, I gotta check this out. And, you know, based on that, you never know what could happen with that. So you play a game, somebody sees you playing a game, it's in Game Pass, they go get Game Pass for it. Or you bought the game in Game Pass, it's no longer in the subscription, but person who saw you playing it was like, oh, this is hot. Yeah, go check it out. It's I don't know if it's a Game Pass, but you can get it from the store. So it has multiple ways in which it can benefit not only the user, but the publisher, you know, because you're getting people to, you know, play your game. Like, damn, who was I talking? I think it was, shit. I can't remember exactly who I was talking to on Xbox Live, but we were discussing the whole thing about, like, you know how like PlayStation makes all their games for like dirt cheap. I never understood that. At first, I was like, damn, why do they make the games cheap as shit? You know what I mean? Like when Last of Us would be like $5, and that's how they got to like 17 million, because it's like they're cheap, but it's cheap because, you know, they're not gonna get the money that they spent on the game.
The Last of Us is like
being $5, but what they do is they allow the game to be cheap, opens up the barrier of entry for everybody who may not have really cared about the game, but it's like, oh, it's $5. Why not? I heard good things about it. Play the game, and then now you may have a new fan of the game. And then so when part 2 comes out, now you have a bigger opening for the game than you would have if you left the game at like $20 or something like that.
Okay, but the one thing, The Last of Us is what, damn near 10 years old.
Still.
I mean that's why it's cheap.
Well, I mean, even but if you look at all their games, shit, I got God of War for $5. That shit came out.
Which God of War?
The new one. I got it during the holidays. It was like $5 during their super sale or whatever.
Shut up! It was $5.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but think about it. It makes sense because oh well, they got so many people that bought it, right? Mm-hmm. Once it slows up, it makes sense for them to lower it down, and then you can create all new fans for this game coming in for the sequel. It makes sense. It makes sense to do it. You know, I mean, the number would be like, oh, it hit 12 million. I mean, yeah and no. Yeah, you could say that, but it's not like 12 million people paid $60 to play the game. Maybe like 5 million paid 60, maybe between 60 and 45, right? And the rest probably paid between 20 and 5, you know. But the main thing is you get a fan base. That's what the main thing is, because that's when you could even if you never make another one of those games against, right?
Hey, Live, there's somebody in the chat that said it was never $5. God of War was never $5.
Well, you got to be on PlayStation, dog.
I don't
It was
know.
definitely $5 at one point because I didn't. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because I had that. When you get PlayStation the first time, I had that. It's like 30% off or some shit.
Oh, okay.
I remember God of War dropping in $19.99 and then $15.99. I didn't see the $5 thing, but I damn sure saw $19.99 and $15.99.
Really? I
Like
don't know.
at different points.
I mean, I got it, but I didn't. I got hooked up.
What's
for
the name?
it,
Did the same thing.
But I know Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn did the same thing.
I know Horizon Zero Dawn went
did the same pricing.
Yeah, I know.
Same pricing.
Yeah, and so
I definitely didn't pay $20 for that though. Right?
I paid day one. Collector's edition for both of them, but I'm just saying, I didn't know they dropped to $19.99, $15.99.
Oh yeah, they've been God of War. Is it? I'm trying to remember. I don't think it's like 40 now, right? I think it's 40, like the regular price. But at one point, they were definitely selling it for like.
I mean, that's the one thing
minimum.
though too, is that like if gamers don't really pay attention to the digital store.
You'll miss it.
You'll miss it if you're more of a hard copy guy. Then you'll miss it because I did see because I got 4 games. I got the racing game. I can't think of the name of the racing game for PlayStation. I got that. I got The Order.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, no, not GT, but the other one. Drive Club. Yeah, Drive Club. The Order. And I can't think of the other game that I picked up that was a PlayStation exclusive. Oh, Bloodborne. I got that all for like $20. The most expensive game was The Order, and The Order was like $8. So I mean,
should have been free.
Well, I still haven't played The Order yet. I don't know. I got to play it. I got to play it to judge it because I haven't played it yet. But you know what I'm saying? Because they had kills.
Dudes got fired.
I know
that
they had kills on for $5.
It's not a great game. All right, this is what I say about The Order. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not great, it's short enough that it won't piss you the fuck off.
Really? Okay, so I
so it's like so even though you'd be like, well, that was but it's just different to play a game that's 8 hours versus a game that's 35 hours. You feel me? 35 hours.
I'm gonna tell you right here. Like, look, I like you guys know how much I like driving games, right? I don't mind Drive Club.
Drive Club is a decent game.
It's decent. Now, look,
decent.
The AI is absolutely ridiculous. It's stupid.
It got rubber band AI.
Well, the AI is
Mario Kart.
It's ridiculous, but for just for a racer to jump in, it's cool. I don't have no problem with playing it. I think I'm already out of the first class series, and I'm into the second part, the second phase of it of their class. But I was like, you know what, this game isn't bad. I don't hate it. It's not bad. I don't know why PlayStation let it slide, because I mean it had potential to be really good, and to me it still looks better than GT. I mean, you know, I know that. Hey man,
mail behind that.
It still looks. To me, it looks better than GT Sport. That's just me, but I don't know, man. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Live. Go ahead.
No, he done. He said the order's good. He's finished.
Oh shit!
No, I did not say the order was good.
The order's terrible.
I said it was okay. I didn't.
It's not even okay.
Hey man, I might play it and love it. I might play the order and love it. I don't know.
And I'm gonna stop talking to you for a month.
Are you serious? Okay.
That game is terrible. I beat that game and was like, what happened?
You better not do me no favors. Now listen, $60. I did not spend $60 on that game. I think I spent maybe $6.
I got it for $30. It's terrible.
I bought it for $5 because
I want my $30 back.
They had it was $5. They had God of War 3, which is the epic. Look, I don't care what nobody say. This might piss people off, but God of War 3 story is way better than this new God of War story, in my opinion. God of War 3 is legendary.
Facts.
Legendary.
Facts.
Next, God of War. The first God of War is epic in his own self. God of War's 2 story was good, but the action, the controls, all of that from God of War 2 was just. But God of War 3 was all of that put in one. God. But anyway, but they had God of War 3 for $5. They had this crazy sale that just the digital sale with all their games for like $5 to like $20. And you know what I'm saying? And I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. I paid $60 for it because that was
that's a good damn game.
No, I enjoyed it. Look, voice acting is trash. Well, I hate saying that word now for the game. Voice acting for it was not the best. The story of where it was going for where I stopped at, it's okay, but visually one of the best looking games you can look at. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
You know why I'm pissed off about Horizon Zero Dawn? It reminds me of Gears of War 4, the beginning. When you fight the robots, except for that's all you do. That's the only reason why I don't like it. Because it never lets up on fighting robots. That's all you do is fight robots.
Very repetitive.
That's the only reason why I don't like it.
But look, I
don't like those type of just fighting robots type games.
But see, but that
the fucking Terminator maybe.
But that's my jam.
That means you don't like ReCore.
I like ReCore. But ReCore.
No, not you. I'm talking about live.
But ReCore's story is very bland. It's very bland. That's the problem with ReCore. ReCore, see, this is the thing about ReCore. Like, you have to go find the beautiful side of ReCore when you get into the caves and in those areas where you can do the side scrolling things like that, or you know what came back?
The dungeons made ReCore decent, not the fighting the robots.
It was going
for you to get into a game. It has to keep your attention span. Okay,
well, that's for everybody. Yeah.
No. So for you to explore any game that takes a little bit of diving into, it has to initially keep you like a movie.
Right.
Movie start off 30 minutes garbage. You ain't giving another hour and a half to 2 hours of your life to it. You gonna switch to Netflix and go watch something else.
I've already. Well, now if you watch it on Netflix,
and that's the 1886.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. All right, let's get back on topic because we talk about Game Pass. But yeah, that was my fault because I started talking about the sales or whatever because somebody said that was kind of. But Delilah, I definitely know that you love ReCore. I love ReCore too. The
ReCore is fun.
ReCore was very bland on the outside, but it was actually
the
dungeons what made it great. And then of course, in typical what's going on with Xbox fashion right now, with what I say the biggest problems with ReCore and with Crackdown 3 is that they've had something that was missing that it shouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying? With Crackdown 3, with the multiplayer, I love the multiplayer. It's just the fact that you couldn't play with your friends.
Now you can.
Now you can. Months later, that killed it. That killed it online. To give it some proper longevity. And then with ReCore, you couldn't find that last fucking real robot. I'm playing it, and it started getting to the point that it was getting too repetitive. And then I stopped playing it. And then when they finally patched it patched damn near a year later. Or maybe it came out, or maybe they patched it earlier than a year later. But it felt to me that it was a year later. And then I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, so they should have never designed
that's not how you do games. Especially first-party games. You just don't. Especially new IPs that you're trying to introduce.
That's right. If you want people to buy the sequel.
Or if you got an IP that's got a good standing. Because Crackdown 3's story is so fucking good. I never really cared about Crackdown. I never cared about Crackdown single player like that. I just played the game to enjoy it, blah, blah. But 3's story was great.
They made you
But
care in the beginning, which is the best part. They hooked you from the
Yes,
jump.
it snatched me right away.
Yeah.
Well, then, like when you first play and you see that skinny, drawn up version of dude, and then you like, oh man, come on now, what's
You mean
going on graphically?
You mean Crackhead Cruz?
Yeah,
Crackhead version?
Crackhead Cruz look
Crackhead
bad.
Cruz,
Like
baby.
what?
I was like,
I'm like, come on now. All right now. I'm like, maybe these PlayStation dudes is right. I don't know. And then when after you get past the first boss, and then you get into the city. After that, it was all she wrote, Jack. I was like, I'm all in. That game was so damn fun. Damn fun.
Crackdown 3, when you thought they was coming in to swoop, save the city, and they got blown out the sky, you was like, damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that intro is like,
yo, that was crazy. I was like, oh, we gonna kick some ass.
Yeah.
And then,
it
they
just
all
got
dead.
lit up. You got shit.
Yeah, that was epic. That was epic.
Okay, but let me go to Op, and I'll go to you, Lemon, last. But let me go to you, Op. Game Pass.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you feel that from what that article that came out today is justifiable from what that dev said that maybe that, because I mean, I don't know, we don't know about the money situation. That's just what that former dev said. But for gamers are out here saying is, hey, look, is it that Game Pass is going to eventually fade away because devs is going to get tired of it, or do you feel the opposite way about Game Pass?
Well, from what we've seen so far, I don't think devs will get tired of it because we just seen a couple big hitters dropping it as well. Like, just for fun, we'll leave up Bethesda and Ubisoft right now. Like Metro Exodus, Shadow Tomb Raider, those are big games that recently dropped. They're already in Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
So right now, unless something drastic changes behind the scenes, I don't think people will get tired of it.
Yeah, as far as tell them how many games Bethesda got up in there.
Oh man, they're all other new ones.
Because if devs don't like it, then why they got so many games up in there?
Right. Even their older games too, as well. I understand putting your new games, but if you go out of your way to put your older games in Game Pass as well, that shows they're committed to the service. But like, to get back to the article, it's kind of hard to say because we really don't know all the nuances of Game Pass and their deals they broke behind the scenes. Because as far as I can tell, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't know they got monetary incentives from Game Pass as well. Like, we heard rumors about that as well, but never got actual confirmation, quote unquote confirmation, because we're not sure if the report is true or not. So like, if they do get monetary compensation, how does that work? How does the system work? Does it go out? How many people play it? How many people download it? How many people look at it? Like, we don't know the details of this. So it's really kind of hard to make a definitive decision off this article because he's like the former CEO of some company, and he's saying like based on what he's experienced, probably other devs experience, who we don't know of. We don't know who these devs are that he's referring to. They don't like how to be treated or get paid with Game Pass. So until we can find out more details and more concrete details about how the system works, nobody can really say anything in either direction. Because I don't know, you really can't chastise them. You really can't defend at the same time because we don't know at the end of the day. That's my little take on it.
Yeah, I can feel that. I definitely agree with that. 108, give it to me, man. Yeah. What you think about Game Pass, man?
First of all, Game Pass is the ultimate goddamn service. I wasn't in last year. If y'all go back to the podcast, I was like, I ain't doing that. Yep. Crazy. I buy everything. Mm-hmm. I'm on board with the ultimate. Let me tell y'all something about listening to an individual. If you don't get multiple people backing what he's saying, and you listen to a disgruntled ex-dude, that's usually what they are. Disgruntled ex-dudes. Right. Just because one dev says something, first of all, this is what Game Pass is, okay? Now, when a game comes out, forget Game Pass right now. When a game comes out, the first thing they hit is the hardcore players and the casuals that's going to jump on board right away. And after a game initial sales, whether they're big, small, medium, whatever, then they break them down to the trickle sales. Trickle sales is what make the general pay of the game. If it's not a game like Halo, if it's not a game like God of War, if it's not a game like Spider-Man, trickle sales is what makes the game's finances make sense in terms of revenue. Okay? That's what people have to realize first. Now, Game Pass is to take a game, popular, not popular, give it more eyes on the game that other people might not have purchased. This is not about the devs making money. They all get a cut. Everybody's touching something. But Game Pass is put there for games. Like, look at the games that's coming. When they showed ID at Xbox and Microsoft, and they said all those games is debuting in Game Pass. Now, how many people would take a chance on all of these games that's coming out if they didn't have Game Pass? They wouldn't, because it's about finances. They're making games available to you that you might not have played, that you might not have seen, that you might not have heard about. So it's about the bigger picture. It's not about the immediate, I'm not getting rich because it's in Game Pass. Because once it leaves Game Pass, we all know or if it's still in there, you buy it, you get that discount.
Mm-hmm.
But they're giving it more eyes. Game Pass is over 10 million people. So that small dev, we're not going to count games like Metro Exodus. That's a big budget game that's highly advertised. You can't really go down that street. But games like half of these indie games or older game that may have been passed up by somebody bought an Xbox today, and they get to see a game that came out 3 years ago that's hot fire that they never heard about, but it's in Game Pass. Of course, you go in there. The first thing you do when you get Game Pass, first of all, what can I download now? You start clicking. Click, 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 click. Because you ain't paying. You paying that small fee. Now you get into a game that you're enjoying, and now it goes out of Game Pass. Or you're going to say, it's not in Game Pass, I don't want it. Hell no, I'm going to go buy that game. That's what Game Pass is about. So if this dude comes out, makes a statement, it's not about the devs getting rich off of Game Pass. Everybody gets their piece. He may not like his piece, but everybody's eating. Microsoft put it so everybody can eat as a dev, and the community is happy with Game Pass. Anybody in here got Game Pass that's not happy? Anybody?
Man, let's ask people in the chat too. Is anybody in the chat right now? And I want everybody that's watching, please. If you have participated in Game Pass, are you not happy with Game Pass right now? Please let us know in the chat.
Please do. Because I'm a hardcore gamer, and I purchase everything. I purchase everything, and I got Game Pass.
Right.
Because, and as a parent, you buy Xbox, your first month is $1 or whatever. Your kid tries it out and downloads all those games, and then he goes, my Game Pass is up for that $1. Now you got to spend $60 a game for all these games I downloaded, or whatever the discount is. You like, hell no. Renew that damn Game Pass and keep playing. It makes sense. That's just what it is, man.
Damn.
Sometimes.
Hold on. Op in the chat says I'm not happy with Game Pass because I couldn't get another Game Pass pin at E3. You know what? I got two of them.
I only got one, bro.
Hey man, you know what? My favorite pins out of you know what I'm saying. I have a ton of those bleeding edge pins. I passed a couple of them out, but is the game? There's the FanFest pin and that Mortal Kombat coin. That Mortal Kombat coin was ill. Hey man, I'm just gonna have to tell a quick story on this, right? Because I go up there to play Mortal Kombat. There's a guy that's standing there from that's saying, "Hey, look, you want a Xbox card?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take one. Whatever." And so he's like, so he gives me one. And so then the guy that's standing in the line, he was like, "Hey man, you play Mortal Kombat?" I said, "Yeah, I've been playing the hell out of Mortal Kombat, right?" And so he looks at me, is like, "You ain't been playing no Mortal Kombat." He looks at me like I'm lying, right? And so I get there and I showed a little picture of me and I'm playing against this Asian dude, which I thought I was going to get my ass beat. And so I play him with Shang Tsung. He's playing with Frost. I devastate him. And we're playing on PlayStation controllers, may I add, which actually feels pretty damn good. So I might have to double down and get Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation as well. The controls felt really solid on there. And so I played it and I beat his ass. I was like, whoa. So me playing Doom, me playing Bam, me playing, and now AJ Felton's coming to the fold. And he's been beating my ass here a couple of times because I'm over here trying to find my I want to have a solid 5. And so I got my 2 my 2 solid. You know what I'm saying? I got my 2 solid characters, but I want to have 5. So if I go against somebody that knows how to play against my two solids, then I got to have some alternatives to combat against them. So
you mean like me? Like me?
Hey man, bruh, you ain't seen.
You don't want to, yeah.
You don't want to see me now.
You went to Mortal Kombat rehabbing. Don't disrespect me.
Bruh, you got me with Garrus, but that we first playing, I'm over here trying to play with people. But you know what? Bring Garrus now, and I'll bring my number 1 and see if you can do that. See if you can do that. Hey, my boy Philosopher Doom is listening right now. He knows about my number 1. I get my respect. I get it. So let me tell you this right now. So, but anyway, this is the thing with me, right? So I'm talking. I go and I play the dude or whatever. I come back, and I'm talking about Shang Tsung. I'm talking about his what's called. So there was people that was asking, "Hey, you got those coins? You got those coins?" And people, he was like, "Nah, man, we all out, man. Sorry." So I talked to him, and I'm talking about the character, and I'm talking about how Shang Tsung. I like the stuff with Rain, you know, the with Reptile, all that stuff, and all that, right? So then I get ready to walk off, and he says, "Hey, hold on." He says, "So what was your favorite part about playing with Shang Tsung?" And so he said, I said, "Man, I love that fatality." And so he says, "Hey, you want to go play again?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll go play again." So he let me go back in line and go play again, and I'm playing somebody else, and then he sees me do the fatality because I beat that dude, and then I did the fatality, and so then I go and I walk off, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet. And he says, hey, hold on. He says, "I forgot." I found that I had one. And when he opened up that bag, he had a whole bag full of those coins. They just didn't want to give those coins out to anybody. They wanted to give it out to true fans that like the game.
You're a chosen one, man.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. And so when I got it, I'm like, I'm really impartial to that Mortal Kombat pin because it looks dope. Anyway, it looks it's a coin. It's got MK on one side, and on the other side, it's got Shang Tsung's face on it. It's fucking dope. But yeah,
you know how I saw that coin?
Huh?
You know how I saw that coin?
How you saw it? What are you doing? How you doing?
I was on the Xbox line. I got my fourth.
You got your what?
I got my 4 stamps.
Oh, you got the coin? Right? You got that coin from there?
No. So a dude on the line was like, "Yo, you need a coin for that." I said, "I got coins in my pocket." He said, "You ain't got this coin." He pulls out the Mortal Kombat coin. I was looking at him like, "Yeah, I'm 6'5", 308 pounds. If I might not give this back." He said, "You could use my special coin." And boy, I said, "Where'd you get that?" He said, "The Mortal Kombat booth." When I went over there and took my 2 video fatalities, they didn't want to give me no coin. I guess I wasn't light enough.
Maybe you just didn't do Shang Tsung's fatality. Anyway. But that coin was partial, so off anyway. But anyway, I still haven't seen anybody comes in here and say I haven't seen anybody say anything about they disliked Game Pass. I don't get it.
It's kind of a financial no-brainer at this point. And ultimate, and this is what I'm gonna tell people: if you take the regular Game Pass, pay for that every year, and the Xbox Live, $60. With Game Pass, you really only save if you just paying for both of them at the same time with the monthly. You only got $1 less. So you really need to get Game Pass anyway, because it makes financial sense. You understand what I'm saying? If you pay $60 a year and Game Pass at $10 a month and add them together, it's $1 cheaper to just do it monthly anyway. So you still need to just do it. It's a no-brainer. And Ultimate is ridiculous.
Hey man, shout out to Megatron. Light on light hate. Yes, I know. Didn't he throw some light on light hate on me?
No,
Megatron. He threw some hate on me, bro. Megatron saw it. Look, you know what I'm saying? You got to show these dark brothers, man, that these light man, we don't do light on light skinned up crime around here, man.
Hey, maybe I wasn't enough.
Yo, quick shout out to Megatron and Delilah HD. I was watching one of the E3 Coliseum interviews.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, it was
and crazy thing is, Delilah, she asked a question about their older IPs, and like the camera pan over it, it showed her and Megatron. This real dope. They got a little shine. And thankfully, you'll magically answer a question with respect and kindly.
Why you
They-
Not
gotta
every-
say- why you
I'm
gotta
talking
use-
about Gears.
why you gotta say he got a little shine? Why you just can't say he's shining?
Well, because the guy who asked the crazy question about this whether or not Kate wanted a boyfriend or some bullshit was some
Yo,
highlight of the show.
my man Megatron walk around E3 like he Michael Jordan. Everybody know his name.
Oh man, him, Tim Dog, and
Right.
Southbound, bro. Like I was like, what's going on here, man? Like when I saw when Phil introduced his daughter to Southbound, I was like, what's going on here, man? And then and I'm like, she's like, hey, and I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm standing by Southbound. I mean, I guess I'll say hello too. But it was crazy. There was rock stars out there, man. There were rock stars out there, man. Real. So shout out to Mamacita, to Tim Dog, to Megatron, and the Southbound for sure, and to our boy 100 that's over there. He said he cooking chitlins, and so he said the pot. He said the pot was stinking, and so he couldn't be on the show tonight. So that's all right, 100. That's all right. I know how that go. I don't know why y'all eat that slave food, but you know what I'm saying. That's all right though. That's all right.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm saying. He said the TX. Delilah said the TXR crew gets all the respect. Yeah, they get a lot of love. I don't. Is the TXR still around, or did they break up? I don't know.
I thought they got back together.
Oh, the original group? I don't know.
You know what, Delilah, you get love all the time. You get love all
we
the
ain't giving
time.
Delilah nothing.
Oh,
Queen Correcto.
oh, snap. Hey, she told me I wasn't cooking that on that Korean barbecue. She's like, man, what you doing with that chicken? I'm like, look, I'm cooking it. You don't need to turn it over. I'm like, oh my God. Concentrate. All right. Anyway.
Oh, so you was cooking for everybody? Shoot, when I do Korean barbecue, I only cook for myself.
Oh,
So
man.
this is my food.
You ain't never had Korean barbecue, cuz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for real. I know, right? I'm like, no. But, yeah, it's all good. Anyway. So, yeah, she was hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, I like, look, El Boogie had the strategy over there. They had all types of meats already cooked and sauteed and ready to go. We was cooking everything. We was cooking everything individually, taking time, and then everybody gobbled that up. We had to take turns.
Bro, that's
taking
what
certain pieces.
You know when I knew Boogie had it popping?
What?
Yo, lady, miss, no. You need to change the grills now.
Yeah, hey, she did. And what was crazy was then with like you know what I'm saying, that Tim Dog and man, well I can't think of homeboy's name right now. Who a homeboy, dealer's homeboy, Colt, that's it, Colt. Yeah, they were smart. They sat over there with them. They didn't come over there to sit with. They didn't sit on that side where we were. Where we over there taking our time. They had to meet ready. Anyway, so. Let's keep it moving, man. Who did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody with the Gamepass stuff?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the good stuff, man.
Get Gamepass, you're losing. Facts.
Yeah, get Gamepass, man. I mean, look, I see my boy Noof and I see my boy Supersonic. You know what I'm saying? I'll never do that. I get that. I understand. You want to pop your collar. You want to say, look, I got my credit card. I could just go ahead and swipe it. That's cool. Get it. I do that same thing, right? I do that same thing. Appreciate it, Mirror X28. He says, great show, guys. Thank you. It's about to get great. Don't go nowhere, because this is it. I'm on my second cup of Crown, and I've been waiting. I've been salivating for the talk about these so-called. Talk about these so-called hardcore.
Oh man,
I've been waiting. I've been waiting so long. When I brought that tweet up earlier this week, I knew that was going to be a GRG topic right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Right off the bat. This is I'm so anxious for that. I'm so anxious for it. So let's go right to it, right? Excuse me. Let me take a sip. Lord have mercy. Let's
get your drink. Get your drink.
Okay. The hardcore. Now, I'm gonna go to something that I was given, and it says right here. I see something from the Wall Street Journal. Sony positions next PlayStation for hardcore gamers. New console expected during 2020 holidays will feature sharper graphics and well-known games to help separate from rivals. All right, that's the headline, right? That's the headline. That's what everybody's been talking about. Everybody's been talking about. So let's talk about these so-called hardcore gamers. Now, as a gamer that's been doing this from before there was even an arcade 2600, there was arcades when I was 3 years old. And I remember like it was yesterday when I was playing a table arcade game of Pac-Man at the laundromat because my mom would go there every week, and she would give me, I don't know how many quarters or whatever, because at that time it was only 25 cents to play a game. And then with the pinball machines, pinball machines came out before any arcade, but for me, I was at arcade, then I went to pinball, of course went to 2600, then I go to, I got that when I was kid. I had even one of those old school portable mini arcades. It was Donkey Kong. I remember getting my first NES, and Pro Wrestling was the first game that I had on top of what I had Geromite, and I had fucking Mario. Then I went to Sega. Then I went to the TurboGrafx 16. Then I went all crazy over PlayStation because it had the mighty Tekken and 989 football games, and the list goes on and fucking on, right? I've been gaming for a very long time, and I've gamed on a lot of games. It tripped me. It tripped my homeboy Op out because I remember when we first kind of met, he said he had Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I said, I got that. Now we haven't played yet, but he was like, "Word, you got that?" I said, "Yeah, I got that." Kind of like, how the fuck you got that game? Man, I used to play the Duelist of the Roses or whatever the hell that game was on PlayStation 1 and 2. I killed that game.
Are you sure we had this conversation? Because I don't remember ever touching that game.
Then maybe it was somebody else then. Because I thought that was you.
Would you let K Mega finish so we could go?
That was probably
no, my bad. I thought that was you because I brought that up before you didn't say nothing. I guess you was over here trying to tell me. I don't know what I had to who came up there and asked me if I played Yu-Gi-Oh, because they were talking about they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And I was like, hey man, I got that Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've been wanting to play it with some people. I played it a couple of times. The only reason why I'm not liking it because it doesn't remind me of the old Yu-Gi-Oh games from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. Because I know life those games. I had that fucking that fucking what is his name? The fucking the main dude, the Egyptian god card, all 5 cards, and I had it set up to where I put a couple of set pieces, trap pieces out there, and so where I could go ahead and steal their cards. Had that in my deck, and then summon that shit to where I get Zodia. I think that's his motherfucking name is, that big gold ass Egyptian god card, and light their ass up. I set them up, man. I love that game. Now, of course, it was more couch co-op. It wasn't online, but I play all types of games, from big titles to very small titles. What my definition of a hardcore gamer is, and I think real gamers out there would agree with, is that hardcore means you play anything and everything and you enjoy gaming as a whole, not from just one particular console, not from just one particular genre.
Facts.
And for when you have people that come out and they tell you, oh, it's all about AAA high-end graphic games, I tell you that those people that say that shit are fucking frauds. They are nothing real. They have no idea what the fuck they talking about. Now,
they sound like casuals. Let's be real.
Now, all those games are important. Absolutely. Those games are the things that sit a lot of people in the seats, just like big-time movies. But if you see big-time moviegoers, What kind of movies do they mostly tout? They don't tout in game. They don't tout mostly in game. They tout movies like Chocolate and shit from Sundance and everything that you may never heard or seen before, because that's what it is. That's when everybody was getting all tripping out and saying, how the fuck did Celeste become a Game of the Year contestant when you had Tomb Raider and you had this game and you had that game? That game shouldn't even be in the consideration.
No, because they don't play everything. They only play. Look, it's equivalent to what you were just saying, right?
Yeah.
That's like if somebody came out and said, "Man, name every Marvel." Say, "I'm a movie buff. I love everything, but only name action movies." Bro, you ain't no movie buff. You just like action movies.
Facts.
Don't get me wrong. That's not. There's nothing wrong, but just like in action movies, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you can't claim a title of being a movie buff if you only watch one type of movie. Even if you said I watch action movies, comedies, and some dramas, well, bro, you like what you like, but that's still not a movie buff, because movie buffs watch everything: foreign films, fucking animation, anime. You know what I mean? They watch everything. Like, so you're not, and that doesn't mean you're gonna like everything, but it means that you give something a chance. You don't automatically write it off just because it doesn't fall in line with what you typically view or play. That's the only thing. A lot of these guys that's done. It looks like this, so I'm not playing that, or it looks like that, I'm not watching this. And it's just like, but you're not who you say you are. You're not a real hardcore gamer. You're a casual. There's nothing wrong with being a casual. You're hardcore casual. That's all it is. That means you just play. You play the games you play, the type of games you play, hardcore. But you're not a hardcore gamer. You're a hardcore casual gamer. You only play blockbuster games. That's it.
It sounds like an oxymoron, though. Hardcore casual. Like, I guess you could say you're hardcore for a specific.
Well, no. Yeah, be like somebody who says they're like a hardcore Call of Duty fan, right? They only play Call of Duty. They hardcore with it, like they play all of them, but they only play Call of Duty. See, it's just but when you say gamer, I mean that's where it gets real, iffy, because man, gaming is a whole is
a spectrum
entirety. Yeah, you like if you're going to talk about gaming as a whole, then you can't just be like, well, I only play sports games, action games, and shooters. Yeah, that's not a hardcore gamer. There's puzzle games, strategy games, racing games. You know what I mean? RPGs, like you throwing all those out the window because those aren't your cup of tea. I mean, I'm not saying that people can't like what they like, but you got to be accurate, because the thing is, most of the people, when they complain about stuff that they don't see on Xbox, or they say Xbox doesn't have enough of, it's not hardcore games.
They're not
photorealistic, mature rated games. That's
the hyper casual games make the first feed off the masses for the most part. They gather all their attention, gets everybody hyped, gets everybody talking for like a short period of time. Then after that, it phases out.
Because those guys don't consider Mario to be a hardcore game.
But it
because it's a cartoon looking game, and there's not much rated. They don't consider Zelda to be a hardcore game because it's animated. And bro, it's like if you're a hardcore gamer, and the thing that the word gamer, not somebody who just watches a graphical novel on screen and presses A. I'm talking about somebody who actually knows about gameplay, actually playing the game, some strategy. Because back in the day, when we were at the very beginning, that's what you had to learn. You had to learn the ins and the outs of how to play the game. Shit, Mario has more actual gameplay elements than some of the games we played that people tout as amazing games these days. I'm talking about the old school original motherfucker with Duck Hunt.
Okay, sometimes people take hardcore out of context. Back in the days, I had homeboys that had one system, right? No matter what it was. But everybody came to my house because I had every system, every major title, every major game. You understand what I'm saying? That was the hardcore. Hardcore. There's hardcore Mario fans. There's hardcore Zelda. Goddamn, there's hardcore Minecraft fans. Hardcore is not the generation of game. It's not a type of graphic. It's not realistic graphics. It's not gore. Because there's no more. There is more Minecraft hardcore players than anything on the planet. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact. What that game looks like doesn't matter. Have a hardcore following, and that's what it is. When you follow, like I follow multiple games. I'm a hardcore Mario player. I'm not beating no Mario level without getting the first 3 stars and the main big star. I don't move on. I need to beat the whole level and find everything. That's a hardcore Mario player. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? When you're a hardcore Mortal Kombat player, you want to learn every goddamn character, every fatality, every brutality. Listen, if you're a hardcore gamer, that's what it means. Picking up multiple games, multiple consoles. You don't care about no races. You don't care. You just play games. You don't matter what it's on. I play games. I don't care what it's on. You have your favorite consoles. You have a favorite genres. Everybody got a favorite something. No matter how much I hate 2K, I love beating the hell out of somebody by 20 in 2K. Doesn't matter. I love it. That's what I love doing. Yeah, I play RPGs. I also play games like Telltale games. But I know when it comes down to them sport games, I want to beat blood out of you. I want you to cry. I want you to quit. I want you to submit. That's what I want to do. But that don't mean I don't play all the other stuff. And this is what's wrong with this generation today. They don't even know what the meaning of hardcore is. They think, oh, I'm a hardcore. I got PlayStation. I'm a hardcore. No, you're not. When you only play Call of Duty, you may be a Call of Duty hardcore player, but a hardcore gamer, they don't care what it's on. They gonna game on all levels, no matter the system. No, they don't even care. That's what a hardcore gamer do. Multiple generations and consoles and playing different genres, and you gotta have the next big thing or something that you're really into. But being on one console and say, "Oh, I'm hardcore." So when that article came out, I said, "So PlayStation 4 was soft porn. Everybody dry humping." Because they said it was a hardcore system. And now Sony comes out and said, oh, PlayStation 5, we're aiming at the hardcore. So what the hell was PlayStation 4 to these hardcore dudes? Soft porn. That's what it was. Now they mad. Now they all want to get on Twitter and say all crazy stuff. Oh, they're leaving us out. We was following 100 million consoles. 100 million consoles is not the hardcore, my guy.
Yeah.
50 million might be though.
That's iffy. I don't even think it's that much.
Well, let's
It's
get
probably like 20.
Let's keep it 100 as our boy would say, right?
Right.
Now, this is the thing that really cracks me up, and I seen my boy Frankie was like, Azura, you damn right. See, if anything, if you listen to the next podcast, that's Xbox 448's channel.
Yeah, special guest Lametius tomorrow. Thank you for having me.
Yes, no doubt. If the one thing that Xbot always say about K-Mega's gameplay is that K-Mega plays every fucking... They don't know what I'm going to bring that week. They don't know. I don't keep it traditional and play the same shit. I'll throw anything out there because I play every fucking thing. I don't hold back. Like you seen, I played a traditional or kind of looter shooter with, because I really do love Anthem. You saw me play Anthem, then you saw me play Shadows of War, and now you see me playing Azura. This is my gameplay.
Awesome game.
I play it all. That's why when these clowns come out and they say, you hide your achievements, I fucking do it because I know it pisses you off. That don't mean shit to me. You play me in a game and see if I'm a fraud on these sticks. That's what you find out about me. Oh, but you got beat by Baron. Baron play goddamn fucking Madden tournaments. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, anybody from over there on that other side over there, they haven't even beat me. They haven't beat me. They haven't beat me. They haven't beat me.
Wait, hold on.
No.
They're championing someone else beating you, but they can't beat you yourself.
What'd you say that? What?
They champion someone else beating you, but they couldn't beat
Right.
you
They
themselves.
living through somebody that does Madden tournaments on
right
a
there.
regular.
That's some
He
bitch
just
nigga
came.
shit.
Dude, Baron came from out there on a fucking. Came out from a Florida thing and he beat my ass. He beat the shit out of me. And then I got a little side thing like, hey man, you gotta watch out. What? I got beat. I got my ass whooped. There ain't no big deal. I mean, you win, you lose. That's what it is. I will definitely play my boy Baron again. I have no problem playing him in Madden. Madden 2020 looked like it's gonna be fire anyway from what I played. But every one of those cats that's been talking that shit, they ain't beat me in not one game. Not one. They ain't beat me in Madden yet. So how the fuck you living through him, but you ain't living through yourself when I beat you?
Soul searching.
Get out of here. Soul searching. Living, you know what I'm saying? Cock riding. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is.
Anyway. They're back.
You're a fool. Anyway, so but again, this is the thing too that trips me out, right? Okay, so they talk about Xbox, you know, they haven't given enough. Phil hasn't did what he's supposed to do. You know, they talk about Ninja Theory. They come with Bleeding Edge. I love Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge is so fun.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you. I want people to know, my man K Mega don't play those type of games. No Overwatch.
No, I can't stand Overwatch.
None of those type of games. Yo, he was like a Bleeding Edge dummy at E3. Yo, he got involved, and I told the dev straight up. I said, I'm not the dude you got to worry about to get the sale. It's people like my man right here who don't play this. That's chiming in. That's who you're getting. You dudes that play Overwatch, dudes that play those type of MOBAs or battle royals. When you get somebody who don't play that and is hugely interested, your game is special. And I didn't tell a dev that in his face. I said, you don't need me. You need this dude because he don't play it. That K Mega was kicking ass and taking no names.
Yeah,
Facts.
No, I mean, I got the gist of how to play the game, and it felt good, and we won. We won. Like, I mean, that was great, and because the team that we was going against weren't no punks. We won, but it really, forget all about the winning and losing aspect of it. The game is enjoyable to play. As this, like, I guarantee you, if Overwatch, this is the thing right here that trips me out. If Overwatch was an Xbox exclusive,
they would have said it was trash.
They would have said it's trash. And when Xbox sit there and made $1 billion off of it, then what would they say? You can't talk about Forza, Gears, Halo, Overwatch. Minecraft. You can't talk about them. You can't talk about them.
Talk about something else.
Yeah, you gotta talk about something else. Talk about Sea of Thieves. Pretty soon, you see that?
10 million.
Go ahead.
Players.
Oh. Yeah,
10 million players.
But hold on. They don't talk about Sea of Thieves like they did, do they? What I hear about from these fanboys out here now is Sea of Thieves is better than what it was when it first launched. I told you, motherfuckers, then that Sea of Thieves was just like kind of like a PC game. It builds itself to be better later on. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an introduction game. It's kind of like how PC games come out. It's like how Black Desert comes out. It's like how so many of these other games come out where they're kind of bland, but then when these gamers keep playing and playing and playing, and then it just gets bigger and bigger, and it turns into this big spot. That's how I kind of look at how Bleeding Edge can have the potential to be. There's no doubt that there's an audience for that game. Because, like I said, if Overwatch and Power Stone had a baby, that game would be the one.
First of all,
that game is fun as shit. When did we forget about fun? Why is it that we have? Because it doesn't look like anything that PlayStation has did off of that DACA goddamn fucking that damn engine. That it did that means that it's not fun. When did we get to that point as gamers to where a game has to look like a particular looking game in order to be fucking fun? I'm sorry, but this is the facts here. I told you, I'm on my second cup. I told you I was going to get messy tonight. For all these people, for every podcast that I've been on, I love y'all. I respect y'all. I'll sit there and we can all hang out, kick it. But I tell you, you sound like motherfucking fools and frauds right now. Because you forgot what a gamer is supposed to fucking be. We're not here to look at a certain game. Yes, I would love to see Rise come back. I would love to see Quantum Break come back. I would love to see Sunset Overdrive, even though that wasn't my particularly favorite game from the games that came from this generation. Definitely Killer Instinct. But the fact of it is that for the other games like Ori and the Blind Forest, you know what I'm saying, other games that's come out that's available to the gamers, there is a lot of meat on that bone. You can enjoy those games if you are a true hardcore gamer.
Facts.
That's all I'm saying. All this bullshit about what I'm sorry, I told you I was going to go in on this one. I told you. I'm going to let you have your time, but I told you I was going to go in on this one. I am so sick and tired of this new status quo about that this game has to be this way in order for it to be good. And look, where was the Xbox fans at for fucking Quantum Break? Where was the Xbox fans for fucking Sunset Overdrive? Where was the goddamn Xbox fans for Rise? Where were you motherfuckers at? For you to sit there and to go jump on these goddamn bandwagons with the rest of these other people and say, we want more of these games. Where was your ass at then? Where were you at? Where were you at?
They still had 360.
No, you was on the same bandwagon, dick riding, talking about motherfucking shit about goddamn resolution. Quantum Break didn't match whatever the fuck the next game that was supposed to be its true competition because the resolution wasn't high enough. You dummies felt for it. You guys are frauds. You guys are clickbaiters. You guys are the cancer of gamers. I want real gamers telling me about what to expect. Do you notice that the people that you mostly listen to these days always talk about other people instead of talking about the games themselves? Where do you see their gameplay at? Where do you see that they talk about the individual intricacies about? I don't know if I said that right. You got it. The little individual pieces about what that game was good or bad about. Why you don't hear that? The only thing that you hear is the same status quo is about sales or or Metacritic. Why
which means
that you keep falling for it? For you Xbox fans to keep falling for that same shit and you get mad about it. I laugh every time when I see one of these fools get out here and talk about goddamn Metacritic. What the fuck does somebody else over there on the other side got to tell me about how I'm supposed to game? Kick rocks, bitch. I care about what I play. I enjoy it. And you ain't gonna make me feel any different. Sea of Thieves, the Kraken is lacking. Bitch, I'm gaming. What are you doing?
Watching you game.
Watching me game. Watching what I do. Why you ain't showing your shit? I know you wasn't playing. When then other people is like, man, I've been saying, all you gotta do is watch my streams. Me, Don, Delirium Blades, we playing the shit out of goddamn Sea of Thieves. Ho, 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 motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. I want gamers to step up and to realize what we doing and what is out there to, there's diamonds in the rough every goddamn day. We wouldn't have games. You're going to kill my old lady looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? I told him I was going to go close my door. You want to close my door? I'm telling you.
Honey, you okay? Your blood pressure rising again?
I'm so sick and tired of people coming saying the same bullshit because you are a copycat. You're not original. You sound like the motherfuckers that you listen to. You just gave different phrases from it.
Oh man, that shit killed me, Game Maker. That shit killed me.
It kills excuse me. I'm like, who
They'd be like,
are you?
They'd be like, let me give you a rebuttal of somebody I just listened to.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, I just changed the words. You sound just like the motherfucker that said that shit because he said something else for the millionth time.
Yo, what's up?
Look, I will never, K-Mega will never, I don't give a fuck if I don't ever hit over a certain plateau of subs or whatever. I will never, I will never ever tell anybody not to play a certain game because that game doesn't fit my goddamn interest. Never. You can never find K-Mega to tell you, I don't want that game. That whole bullshit about how the motherfuckers felt because I felt some kind of way about God of War. What? They went so in. They went so hard on me. They went so critical, mental.
Bro, that's it. Saddest shit
because
I ever seen.
they went savage on me because I said it wasn't my time. It's the game of the generation. Bitch, it's not the game of the generation. Witcher 3 is, and you punk motherfuckers didn't even beat it. But you yet want to sit there having other issues in your personal life, want to tell me you got the bad ending. I beat it though. I can change that anytime I want to. Anytime. I went through and put them 400 hours in that game because that game is exactly what the fuck I want to play. That's exactly what I want. I want Xbox to bring that type of heat, but I want PlayStation to bring that type of heat either. You can bring whatever the fuck you want to, but let's be real. When you look at the top goddamn 10 out of all the games that comes out from PlayStation and Xbox, it's the same damn games except for maybe one or two titles, the two IPs from each company. Everybody plays the same goddamn games. So why is it that every gamer can't understand what gaming is truly all about? I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm going to take a break because I'm finna jump back on it again. I'm going to take a break. Go ahead.
K-Mega 405 reasons why he's not.
Hey, I'm gonna pass it on and I'm gonna take it over again before we get to the last topic. Go ahead, please.
No, I can't come behind that. I'm done. I'm with you.
I'm just saying. I am so tired of the rhetoric. Look, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate Z. I don't hate Crap. I don't hate fucking Dealer. I don't hate none of these motherfuckers. I don't know these people like that. I just don't. I've dealt with them. I've worked with them. And every time, every last one of them has been good to me in private. Whatever that they do on the side to get themselves out there, I see they put pictures up, well, not Crap and Dealer, but D and then put pictures and shit of me and GRG crew or whatever. That's cool, whatever. You ain't, look, clowns that want to sit there and talk, I tell you I'm coming to E3. I'll be in LA. I told you a year in advance I'll be in LA. And now none of these motherfuckers came to see me. None of them.
405.
Let's talk about it. You want to talk about K-Mega 405 pounds and he looked like Mr. Fisk. That's cool. That's why I changed the name to K-Mega 405 Mr. Fisk. I'll be Kingpin in this bitch. I don't care. I don't care. I'm here to talk about gaming. I'm here to game. I'm here to associate with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and chat with PlayStation bruh. He seems like a really cool brother. I see other people out there that I don't even agree with most of the time. Me and my boy Gideon, we can't get along for shit when it comes to this game and shit. But I know he got my back when it's coming to it because he knows I'm a gamer and I know he's a gamer. I don't care what your appreciation for gaming, for whatever platform that you love is whatever that you love. But damn it, let's stop being unrealistic here. We can't keep saying Forza, Halo, and Gears, but then on the other side, you don't want to talk about Nintendo out there doing they shit because we've seen Mario, 30 years. Mario, Kirby, Donkey Kong, and Zelda for 30 goddamn years, for the majority of my life. And they still sell, and they still get people hyped, and they still get people get pumped. And you know what? And why I can't see a Xbox guy we watching some shit, and then next thing you know, they weren't paying attention. They're paying attention to what the PlayStation or the haters the trolls out there are saying before they even react. That you ain't no Xbox dude. You ain't about that Xbox life. What are you talking about? You ain't, you know what I'm saying? When I see something from Xbox and I'm like, oh, this shit looks dope. Wait, hold on. Let me check the temperature in the room. Nope. PlayStation fans don't like it. So now I got to be on this other side and say, look, Xbox could do better. This show wasn't the greatest.
That is the wackest shit ever,
I'm
dog.
like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Yo, get
the fuck out of here.
Don't
that
drive you
trash.
crazy when somebody be like, oh man, that was hot. Then they go to another podcast and they be like, well, that shit was whack. Then they come back and be like, man, that shit was whack. Be like, the fuck, nigga, you just saying this shit was hot like a couple of days ago. No, this shit's whack because the other guys don't like it.
I agree with you saying.
Okay. But hold on. My main man, Sam Walton says, this isn't talking about gaming though, Mega. Right now, you're doing the same thing every other podcast is doing. Just saying. Okay. I have disrespect any other human being in the situation to lower rating anybody. I'm saying I think that, I did say that they're frauds because I think that
that's not disrespect though.
You know what I'm saying? I think that people get too emotionally tied up of wanting to win and wanting to have the perception that Xbox is winning or PlayStation is winning or Nintendo is winning. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that.
Let's be honest right here. You're calling the inconsistencies in the community. Everybody else is just crumb side shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people that have look, I'm just saying this right off the bat, right? Look, that's what I'm saying. Like if I sound, excuse me, please, people in the chat, if I sound like what the crumb side shit sound like, please let me know in the chat. The Sam is saying that I sound like that.
I forgot I do with the part of this podcast. He hasn't been saying nothing in a minute.
No, what I'm saying right here on this, I told you what I was going to do tonight. I meant this. I'm furious on the fact that we as gamers have to feel like we are punished because we like everything because we are gamers. Look, I've said it seemed like if it's not every week, it's every other week that I have to say this. If not on this podcast, but every other podcast that I get on and say, Xbox fucked up. We know it. Everybody on this panel know Xbox messages was fucked up. We beat the horse. That horse will never come back again. Bless its heart. We've all said that. We've all said, and we've all gave Sony its praise through its good and its bad. And it's not like that none of us on this panel owns a goddamn console, owns multiple consoles. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The last console for me to really understand, well, I wouldn't say it was a console. The last thing that I needed to understand was PC gaming because I never really got into it. I played a couple of PC games through friends, but I wanted to experience it myself. And as a guy that has a PC, built a PC himself, and upgraded my shit to where it's where it's at, I still love my consoles better than the PC. It doesn't matter how powerful the PC is. I think it contests to that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, my PC is dope, but
my PC might be the most powerful in the room, but
yeah,
I choose console because that's where my people's is at. Community, they're all on different Discords, TeamSpeak, all this different. Everybody's separated in terms of the chat. It's harder to connect in games. Consoles, including PlayStation, it's one place everybody's playing. There is no alternate chat services, and
chat is a pain in the ass.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Xbox, you know what I'm saying? And console is where it's at. But I'm gonna say this to defend my man K Mega for people that saying he might be saying something that other people say. First of all, this man takes a lot of verbal and tweeting abuse.
Oh, don't forget Facebook. I get it everywhere.
Right, but it's like the what you're hearing is the rebuttal of people's reactions to this guy who's just gaming, enjoying life, and just doing what they do. We can't even do a video in E3 without them trying to discredit this dude. I called him Kingpin. Yo, it went crazy. They thought it was an insult. No, My man looks like Kingpin. It's not an insult. 405 pounds, and you have a personal problem when you attack an individual who don't think about you. There's something wrong. So if my man got to get on his personal podcast and vent and express how you feel, you have to understand at some point in time things has to be addressed, and he's addressing it. And I agree with him. Because and he's not like that. He's a good person. He's a cool person. People that's been in the E3, Delilah, Jazzy Nuke, Megatron, everybody sees that this dude is a solid person. But you clowns want to attack somebody who don't need to attack you to make their content good, who don't need you for their content for people to watch, and just be a gamer. So when my man is speaking from the heart, it's not about doing what other podcasts. Because you don't see nobody making memes of people, family members. You don't see that. So let my man speak and understand where he's coming from, because he takes a lot of abuse for the squad. Facts.
Appreciate it. I mean, look, man, I care about gaming, man. I always have. I always will. I'm gonna die a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the thing for me is that I just want it to be an even playing field for where we can find the inconsistencies on everything. Like, look, I get it. Look, PlayStation dominated this generation. I'm not going to sit there and deny that when it comes to when you talk about sales, the marketing rights, and just the flavor. You know what I'm saying? The flavor of this generation. PlayStation did it. They took the playbook from what 360 did, and then they amplified it, and then they just went all in. What I don't understand is that to this day, everybody still talks about The Last of Us. Let's just flip the script for a minute. Let's just say this was Gears. Gears came out. When did The Last of Us come out? 2011, 2012?
Yeah, it was around that time.
Somewhere around that time. Let's just say 2011. I'm saying somebody in the chat will definitely go ahead and they'll correct me, right? Let's just say that The Last of Us came out in 2000. I'm just saying this hypothetically because I think it came out in 2012. But regardless, I'm saying 2011. Let's just say Gears came out in 2011 and Xbox fans were still waiting for another Gears. But they kept on saying, oh, I can't wait for Gears. Xbox showed a trailer of Gears 3 years ago. What do you think would happen? We've been waiting for this game forever. And it's this, something's wrong. Xbox is about to sell the property. It would have been the same thing that we have been seeing forever. But because PlayStation is bringing in a game that people will have to wait a damn near a whole generation for to get, it's okay. Because these last 2 years, Sony has been solid. I think that's bullshit. Let's not think about what Sony had to go through because, look, even from a PlayStation fan that's been out there trolling and has been one of their biggest supporters to want to go after and throw shade at Xbox, said themselves, man, PlayStation 3 went through hell. They had a console that was $300 more. They didn't have, you know what I'm saying, their games was broke. The console wasn't what it was supposed to be, what it was advertised. And on top of that, when they did get games like Mass Effect and Skyrim, them games were so broken on the PlayStation, it was terrible. And it took how long for PlayStation to get their shit together? Because last generation was such a long generation. It was like 8 years. So you're talking about, and then the beginning of the PlayStation 4 era, yeah, they had Infamous Second Son, but PlayStation fans weren't hyped about that, or they weren't even hyped about Drive Club. They hyped about the graphics, but then when they played the game, they hated it. Bloodborne wasn't. That game could have been looked at as Persona, niche. Regardless of however you want to get mad at me about saying that word, niche, all you want to. But after that, they depended on the indies, and then they even gave fucking a damn port of a fighting game, which Sony was supposed to be known for their fighting games, of Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Yeah.
While Xbox came with that fire with Killer Instinct that haven't been out in how many years?
10+ million sales.
So again, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation had to go through 3 years of going through it through their generation, even though they put sprinkles of good hits, but they lived off of their marketing, off of resolution, and off of the fact that they were trying to support indies. And then you look at it and you say, that's about what? Almost 8 years, well, about what? 5 to 6, 7 years, somewhere around there. But hold on, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna let you go ahead. But now we look at Xbox and went through their turmoil that they went through. PlayStation did drop a couple of good games at the end of their generation, but they still had to get up on their feet because if you remember, look how long the gamers had to wait for Detroit. Because I remember seeing that prototype demo of Detroit. It wasn't called Detroit then. Of that hostess, that blonde chick from Detroit. When you first played the game, way back in 2013. These games, these big budget AAA games take time. You don't want to have some shit coming out quickly and then it's just like what happened with Scalebound. Yeah, they could have brought back Scalebound, but then when the goddamn dragon would have been doing the moonwalk and the hammer dance instead of doing what you wanted to do, that would have been a way worse situation than Xbox saying, can this shit? This shit ain't ready. These dudes ain't ready. They working on too many shit. They working on too much shit. They working on too much shit. I'm pulling a plug. We hemorrhaging money to these goddamn people. And so then Phil comes out, and then I see this stupid rhetoric, and I'm going to let you get to it. But I see this new rhetoric. Well, Phil's been with Xbox forever, since 2006, 2007. He was never in charge of what games went where, what games went here, what games went there, whatever. He's a baby in the company. He was over there doing Shannon Loftus shit. He was in Shannon Loftus. Shannon Loftus didn't have no say-so about what games was going to be put. That was Don Matrick. And Don Matrick was over here saying, look, we want to put the Kinect out. We want to go about this way and that way and this way and that way. And then these motherfuckers was even trying to, you know what I'm saying? Not to say to call them motherfuckers, but yeah, no, these motherfuckers, because you know what? I love Halo. They was going to give Halo away. Bonnie Ross said that herself. They were going to give Halo away to Gearbox. They were done with Xbox. Phil Spencer saved Xbox, bro. What are you talking about? When y'all talk down about this man, when he had to make that turnaround and he had to sell Xbox to a new CEO. What are you talking about?
Does anybody in here know how much Halo 5 generated in terms of revenue? I know.
I mean, but K-Maker, that's what happens when you got guys talking about business that never took a business class a day in their life, thinking that, you know what I mean, they don't know shit. I mean, it's, so, ignorance, it is what it is.
It's bliss.
It is bliss. They think, I mean, because how many times have you heard people say, Xbox got all the money in the world, they should just throw money. Guess what? All the money in the world can't save a bad game. You could spend $1 billion on it, still be bad.
Facts.
Oh, hold on. I had to pay the bills right fast. I'm sorry. He said, none of your business. He said, better out. He says, better out.
Better out.
K-Maker. That great show, guys. Always. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's what some of these fools think. They really think if you throw money at something that's terrible, it'll somehow get better. No, some things are just bad, and there's no fixing it. You know what I mean? If you think about this, it's just like I look at a bad game as some shit like a terminal disease. Guess what? You can get all the best doctors on it. You can have all the best physicians in the world, but guess what?
Same result.
Ain't gonna change it. The only thing they can do is give you morphine. That's it.
Yeah.
So
let me just
go ahead. I'm sorry because I know I went hard.
It's all right. I had to. You know what? I got a As a PlayStation fan myself, coming from that PlayStation 2 era, SOCOM, uh, every day playing that game, buying the content, the DLC. That was Sony big hurrah for online. Once they let SOCOM go, they lost that revenue that they could generate. Single player games don't generate that type of revenue. Halo has made over $2.1 billion in revenue. All the content is free in terms of maps. People just buy cosmetic fits like Overwatch. Um Gears of War 4. Oh, people, the single player. But
It only sold 6 million in what, 3-4 months.
$1.8 billion in revenue.
Say that one more time, please.
$1.8 billion in revenue. And Forza, for the first time, has touched the $2 billion mark in revenue in the franchise history. That's combining Horizon and the Motorsport series.
Now you do know, and isn't Horizon 04 is still in the top 10 in Europe?
Yeah,
but this is what I'm trying to tell people. It's like, yeah, Sony sold the most consoles. You don't make money with consoles. You make money with content. When you make $10 billion in a quarter, it doesn't matter if you have the most consoles sold. We in this to make money. Microsoft is swimming in it. They just hit the $1 trillion mark. Sony's not even in the category of $1 trillion company. So when you guys go out there and y'all be talking really crazy or y'all be putting out numbers, stop worrying about Microsoft and Sony money. Can't buy 10 games in 1 week.
Oh shit! Don't do that.
Facts.
Don't do that.
Stop going out there buying a $600 4K TV, TCL.
Oh.
And you can't get that 4K 9 series QLED. That's $5,000. Know your limits. Let's not talk about money. Stop worrying about
what's sitting on my wall right now while
right.
I'm talking to y'all.
Stop worrying about certain things. And y'all out here pretending like everybody got 1080 Ti's in their PCs, and y'all don't.
Oh shit! Livewire. Hold on. Just for a second, Livewire.
I don't got no 1080.
No. But Livewire. Tell everybody your specs. Tell everybody your specs.
We got i7, 2080. What the fuck? You know I don't know all this PC shit.
I know, but just
I know it's better than a 1080 Ti. I know that.
I'll break it down to the novices. But it's like it's just like, I look on Twitter, I see 8K in people's names. Go look at One Away's last video. If you really want to spend some money, look at my last video, because I touched from the low end to the medium range to high end. You dudes, take that 8K out your name. You ain't got an 8K budget. In 2013, y'all weren't about 1080p. Y'all had 720p TV. Stop. Y'all going to Best Buy buying Insignia brand TVs. That's Best Buy.
Hey, bro. Some of their best YouTubers still don't got a 4K TV. Best YouTubers that they listen to and take their shit as the gospel still don't have 4K HDR TV.
But you know what, K Mega?
What?
They'll go buy that Vizio, that TCL.
Hey, Sleepy Goblin 2D said, you better stop talking about that TCL. You over here hurting his feelings.
No.
Stop talking about it. Hey, man, people.
No. Listen. What I'm telling you is, if you watch my last video, I didn't disrespect TCL. What I'm talking about, people got TCL money and act like they Samsung Q990R people.
I know. You're right. Right.
$5,000. You're frauding. Don't think that TCL at 4K do the same thing as that Q90R. Samsung 2019. Don't do that.
Right.
That's what I covered every budget and I didn't discredit nobody. But you got people frauding in these Twitter streets, these gaming streets, pretending like everybody out here spending $850 for a graphic card. You're a liar.
I know. How is it? You know what? I really was about to throw some dirty shade.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I was really gonna throw some dirty shade, but I'm gonna pull back.
I got 32 gigs of RAM in my CPU. I got 16 threads on my CPU. Excuse me, I got 32 gigabytes of RAM in my CPU, video editing. I got a 1080 Ti. You know what I'm saying? I got a CPU that's crushing the market. You understand what I'm saying? I built my PC myself, hands on, $3,700. Don't act like you going out there spending that money. Stop.
Stop it.
You
Stop
going to Best Buy
Stop it.
trying to get what's fitting in your budget. But when you see people with these Twitter fingers, they hit fraud in these streets.
Yeah, you know what?
Go buy that X. Go buy that X. That's the best.
You know what? Big ups to the Nintendo fan.
Right.
Big ups to the Nintendo. Big ups to the Nintendo fan. Because you know what? Because you know what? Because as an Xbox fan, I'm my primary console is the Xbox. But a little bit of the Nintendo fan, you would think, you would hope would rub off to the Xbox fan, because they show. Look, we was at E3 and we seen games that they showed. Right, like when we seen Luigi, that game looked absolutely beautiful. But that game looked beautiful. But that game, but if you want to go by specs of what a console is supposed to be compared to the Switch and all that, and Xbox X and the PlayStation Pro and all that bullshit, still, if you put Luigi up to any other type of side-scroller game,
punishing it.
That shit would still punish it, even though that console is still a lesser powerful console. And you know what? Nintendo fans get it. They just see that Nintendo is pumping that shit to them, and they are so hyped because that's exactly what it is. It's the love. I know what Nintendo is going to give me. And I know what Nintendo's, you know what I'm saying? And then what is Xbox fans expecting? They want to expect to what the competition is giving instead of sitting here waiting for proper content to come to them. Oh, this E3 didn't give me everything. No. Was this E3 better than last year's E3?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had more fun this year.
Well, you was there. You was there.
Yeah.
You was there.
Yeah, we did some big things.
I went to FanFest, but you went to the event. I mean, you went to the event and the press conference. And the one thing that I have to say is that nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to being there yourself. If I was watching the Bethesda shit on television, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But me being there, me and 100 sitting there watching the Bethesda thing, I enjoyed every last bit of it. Yeah. I mean, even when they showed the cell phone shit, I was like, that cell phone game looks like my old lady would play the shit out of that.
But the presentation was amazing.
But the presentation and everything was, and then the crowd, because they love gaming, they were, whoa, ow! I wish I could have went to the Square Enix so I could have seen. You know what I'm saying? Because when I seen Final Fantasy VII, I'm like, remake. I would have been standing up. I would have probably threw roses at the developers. I mean, it looks so beautiful. I'm so excited for it. The fact of it is, but this is the thing, though. Xbox fans, Xbox purists, well, the Xbox so-called fan, they are so all about what everybody, and I said this earlier, so worried about what everybody else thinks about what they do, instead of being worried about what you like, that they even turn their backs on shit that they may be excited for because it just didn't get that same type of shit. Do you not understand that PlayStation fans is not going to give you the love that game deserved? If they even if they showed Fable, there would have been somebody that would still say Fable didn't look this way, it didn't do that, it didn't do this, it still wasn't from Lionhead, it didn't do that, they still would have bitched at it. It wouldn't have mattered.
Some of these individuals sound like you ever hear a woman that has like no kind of self-esteem that constantly needs you to tell them how beautiful they are and blah blah blah. That's kind of how they'd be like, well, you're not giving me compliments all the time. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Like that's how it is with some of this, man. It's just like if you're not paying, if you don't like what if somebody doesn't like what they like, then they change. Be like, well, maybe what I like isn't what is really good. I'm like, yo, PlayStation dudes been talking about Persona how long?
How long?
Some of these hardcore dudes. I never changed my mind. I bought a PlayStation. Still don't give a fuck about no Persona. But they do, and that's fine. You know, I'm not going to change their mind. They're not going to change my mind. But for the fact that some cats will literally watch somebody look at Persona and then get excited about it, but like, oh my God, I never liked this game, but maybe it is good. But like, really, bro? You can't think for your goddamn self? What kind of shit is this? Motherfuckers out there playing Fortnite, talking about Fortnite's trash. Now you playing Fortnite? The fuck? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, people
look crazy out here.
People are funny as hell, man. Funny as hell, man. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna get off of this subject.
No. I gotta say one thing.
Go ahead.
If I do not say this to my boy Six later, shout out to my boy in the comments. He said I helped build that PC. I'm a tech dude, but that's my technician right there. Shout out to my boy Six later. All day, every day. He did help me build that PC. We researched parts for like 8 months. Thank you, Sick. I had to shout you out because he'd have been like, "You didn't say my name. I helped you." That's my man. Shout out to my boy Six Layer. Facts.
All right, no doubt. All right, now so we go into the last topic of the night. We ain't gonna do 3 hours, thank God. We ain't gonna do it. But anyway,
you got the longest rants.
I told you I was going in. I'm
going in.
I am so sick of so many people are getting so upset behind clickbaiters. These dudes don't give a fuck about the gaming like we do. They just don't. They like gaming, but they don't give a fuck about it like we do. Let's just be real about it. When you got 1%, okay. Last point on this. When in one breath, when you sit there and you come out and you say how your stance is about a certain thing, and then you change it within 6 months to a year, that quick, what does that say? Look. I don't. You can still be critical. There's nothing wrong with being critical towards Xbox and the shortcomings that Xbox has had. The Xbox One has had this generation. You don't think that these devs, these people that run Xbox don't know that? They know that they made some fuck ups. They know this. They know this. Trust me, they know. But when you have people that come out and they are so staunch, hardcore about a certain stance, and then the next thing that they do, fuck that, scratch that. Let's just scratch all of that. Let's just get right to this. Let's get right to the nitty gritty. When there's a group that sit there and it takes pictures of your family, of you, of any of your significant others, or the crew that you deal with, and then they post it, and then they sit there and they do that in the name of another console, like some weirdos, because they don't agree with your stance. How the fuck can I associate myself with those type of people? How could you? Real talk. That's how I know that the game is bullshit. That's why I know out of my 4.5 years of being on YouTube, that's how I know that the game is full of bullshit. For everybody that at one point was standing strong and then they got dogged out, they got talked down to, they got disrespected, they got called liars, they said they called people rapists, they called people homeless, they did every fucking thing in the book because of those people being on a side that they didn't like. Then all of a sudden, well, I was wrong. And then all of a sudden they beloved. I don't want your motherfucking love. Motherfucker, I want you on a fucking plate being carved up. I don't want you to sit there and show pictures of my kids, videos of me doing this, doing that, and you, man, I want to see you in person so I can deal with you personally. Not fucking around being buddy. I ain't gonna ever be cool with anybody that sit there and disrespect me like that, because you wouldn't do that in my motherfucking face. I promise you that on every fucking thing I love. You will never do that. I don't give a fuck how this and that or whatever you think. Oh, you fat boy. But I promise you, your ass will meet your end. You will never fuck. Y'all will never fuck with anybody like that.
Mega.
I know.
Come on.
I gotta pull it back.
Come
I
on.
gotta pull it back. I gotta pull it back. But I promise you that. How can anybody associate themselves with people that have been disrespected like that, and then sit there and then take in that goddamn community that put that shit in their that sit there and they did that garbage, that sit there and talked about you that way, that sit there and agree with the people that fucking lied on you like that because they said that was about you? You are the fraud. And I tell you that in your motherfucking face. That ain't got shit to do. You know, hey, Lemon, you know me.
Facts. I got your back all day, bro. You already know.
You know me. I don't hold my tongue. Who I am on this goddamn mic is who I am in real life. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and change K Mega. They ain't gonna
Not
change
me.
They ain't gonna change Kareem.
I'm worse.
Bro, and Lemon's worse. Let's keep it real on this shit. Like, look, I make personal phone calls. I don't gotta get on this goddamn YouTube shit and try to sit there in front. Fuck that shit. We make personal calls and we don't get called back.
Facts.
Let me just say that shit. You sit there and you gonna associate with the people because you want that revenue? Fuck that revenue. I make more money in that motherfucking shit that I do in that pouring that goddamn mud in real life than I do in this motherfucking YouTube shit. Fuck that shit.
YouTube don't pay my cell phone bill.
Up. That's real shit. I know that I went way left on that, but I find that to be disgusting as hell. I will not sell my soul for anybody on fucking social media. My channel don't have to grow no goddamn more. I'm not gonna be like my boy B Shadows. Be sitting there, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. I used to have this, I used to have that. I love you, B Shadows, but you need to stop that shit. I told you that before. We got to do better than that.
We got to do better.
We got to do better.
I got 780 subs, man. 770.
We need real motherfuckers out here, man.
You know what? All 775 people support me. I'll take that over 10,000 frauds.
Yeah.
Any day.
Yeah.
I don't do nothing for no check, man.
No.
I'm one-away Dragons Money Mayweather. I don't need the money.
No.
I do it because I love to do it. Facts.
No. I'm not a dude that flosses like, because I you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm a normal dude, just like everybody else that listens to us, that participates, that does this. I do this for the love because, you know what I'm saying, I have to appreciate my old lady that takes the time out of her life for me to do this hobby because I love it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But I will never, for the people that's disrespecting me like that, to try to sit there and, fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's the kumbaya shit that I can't roll with. That's that kumbaya shit that I can't roll with. You sit there and you disrespect my family. You made videos on me. You did this shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm cool. You can sit there and you can talk to me and shit like that. But I ain't fucking with you. But if you sit there and really be on that real, try to be on that other shit, we gonna test that shit, partner. I promise you.
E3 2019, we in the building.
No. E3 2020, I'm there. Find me.
2020.
Oh, yeah.
Find me.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Find me. If you really want me like that, if you
I'll be there as long as there ain't no babies on the way.
You want to see the 405K Mega? Find me. Talk to me.
You 405.
I ain't gonna be hard to find. I promise you that.
Mega. They got reel it back, man. Got reel it back now.
Roll it back. I got 100 to talk about. Pull up. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you talking about foot life. Calm down, foot life.
I know. No, I'm just saying. I can't associate with those type of people. And for everybody that's been disrespected like that,
nigga be like,
I look at that. Look.
Let me put my paws on you, dog.
I'm just saying. Look, we talking about video games. There is nothing. How is it that people get so angry about people talking about video games? We all are supposed to be gamers.
Yeah, I don't know why it gets personal. That makes no sense to me, man.
You know, some dudes got child support issues. They don't take care of their kids. Some dudes got a fat wife.
God, where are we going with this?
No.
No, I'm just
You know,
saying,
some
man.
dudes ain't getting no money.
No,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? I mean, they go to 100 video and try to count. I got 2,000 in my hand. They said it's that's 450 in singles. It's 450.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, it was,
Hey, look,
I was
man.
buying drinks on the rooftop,
I'm just
and I
saying,
got it
man,
like
look.
that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
God
I'm
bless
counting.
God bless me to get to that point and that perspective, and to get there and to see that and to be amongst gamers. And I would love for everybody to get that opportunity to go and to appreciate gaming amongst gamers, because nobody's out there talking that shit. Like, it was so peaceful being out there with so many other people, because nobody was out there being like that. Nobody. And then when I come back home and I get on social media and I see the shitstorm, and I'm like, damn, bro, what is going on? Why are we like this? What's going on?
Take your picture of a hot pass. Lock them.
What are we doing?
I knew they had problems when they paused the video and 100 said, "Lemon, they was counting the money in your hand."
I don't understand why, man. Because everybody can go to E3. It's not like other people aren't allowed to go. I mean, you just gotta, save up the money and go. Like,
let's, you know what? I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up because for some reason, Lemon, I'm fucking up because you know what? I said we were gonna do 3 hours and we already at 2:18. Let's get to the last topic. Get the fuck out of here. I know it's on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. We about to be done. Last topic. I know, guys. I'm sorry. There's only 4 of us tonight. But I told you tonight it was gonna be my night.
Nigga ate a small hot pocket. You gotta forgive him.
Hot pocket. Anyway, all right. Let's get to it. Last topic, and let's talk about Remedy, right? Let's talk about Remedy. I love Remedy. Hey, Cedric in the chat, he says, dudes are suspect out here. K Mega, shake my head. Look, man, like I said, look, every individual out there can think for themselves. Can think however for their favorite YouTuber, how they listen to and what they listen to, whatever, right? I don't hate on no other person's success. But the one thing that I will say is, for me and for the people that I associate with on GRG, you will not do that here. If you want to jump on that bandwagon because it's going to get you certain high praise, or you looking at for revenue, then you're not a real gamer to me. You're not a real person that I can associate with, especially knowing that every last one of the people on this podcast right now has taken scrutiny for just being an Xbox preferred gamer. Live, they disrespected you, talked bad about you. They talked bad about you, disrespected you, not as much as they did Live or me.
Oh, they did? I missed all of that shit.
Yeah, no, they have. They throw a little shade at you, but you know what I'm saying? But
I missed all of it.
But it's all good. But you stay true to who you are. 108, they just now starting to do that shit all of a sudden because they see your true potential of who you are. You know what I'm saying? They hate that. You're talented. You got a lot of charisma. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of great things going for you to propel way further than what I can on this YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? Live could definitely do the same thing, but Live is too goddamn gutter. He likes to get into the mud with these. You know what I'm saying?
Did you notice I ain't cursing tonight?
Yeah, I know. But the fact of it is, I know. 108 is great in what he does, and he's our tech dude. Does what he's supposed to do when it comes to it. Even though he's a grown ass man and he is a man himself, he will listen to the shit that we all have to do because we all have to abide by it. You know what I'm saying? We all got to keep ourselves at a higher level and not fall into that shit to where another black podcast is ignorant and dumb, all about that fuckery instead of and just keep it about gaming. That's what it is. Even though maybe I tonight maybe brought a little bit of that shit to there, that's fine. You can blame that on me. You can blame that on me, but don't blame that on the crew. You can blame that on me tonight. But yeah, but
Sometimes
that's
you
what I'm saying. But you should support all of these people because all of these guys are true gamers. Bloody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When Don can come and do the thing, when we do the Dev and the Gamer, and when he could jump on with the crew there, you know what I'm saying? My people on the next podcast, even, you know what I'm saying, Knox and all
Iron
of them
Lords,
brothers
Iron
out there, all Iron Lords, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They keep that shit real. And that shit right there is what it's all about. That we keep it about 100% gaming. And even though we, you know what I'm saying, if it's me or if we might go a little left a little bit, we know what this is all about. We care about gamers. Doesn't matter what platform you choose. We'll talk to you and we'll support you, whatever you love and whatever you want. All we want you to do is just be a part of the real shit, not about the fuckery. I know the fuckery is fun. It's all good. It's drama because everybody likes to listen to everybody else's problems than their own problems in their life. But sometimes that shit is so toxic and so wrong. It almost makes you turned off.
It's dying out. It's dying out, though. It's dying out. It's dying out.
But anyway, last topic.
Get into this topic. Let's go.
Remedy. Remedy came out and they said that they bought the property to Alan Wake, which was an Xbox exclusive. And now we hear a lot of talk that maybe that we heard a couple of rumors that PlayStation was going to go ahead and acquire a couple of studios. And so what we're seeing here is that maybe that PlayStation could acquire Remedy. Now I'm going to go to you, Operations. Do you think that is a possibility? And what do you think about the whole thing about Remedy getting Alan Wake back? Do you think that was a fail for Microsoft to let Alan Wake go?
I'm sorry, which part was a possibility? I was cutting it out a little bit.
The possibility that PlayStation could acquire Remedy.
Well, I don't know, because like same thing with Insomniac. They said correct me if I'm wrong. They said they like their independence. So unless that changes, unless they throw enough money at them, I don't see it being a possibility. As far as them acquiring publishing rights back, I don't see it necessarily as a fail because at the end of the day, it's just the publishing rights. They don't own the IP. So like at that point, you really have half the equation at that point. You have the publishing right, but you don't have the IP. So really, you really can't do much with it. If they roll on remaster, that's one thing. But like as far as owning the IP, there's really not much more they can do. So is it a fail from Xbox? I don't think so. The game, from what I heard, it's a cult classic. But if it's a cult classic, that means it's a very minute following. And I'm pretty sure the reason why it generated this amount of buzz because they lost publishing rights to it is that some people, minus them not interpreting, they thought that's another game that Microsoft lost, but at the end they really never owned it. So like people are really taking it, run with it at this point. So for me, I don't see it as a fail. It's just one thing. It is what it is. I never played the game. I have really had no feelings towards it.
You never played Alan Wake?
Nope, never have.
Mute his mic. Mute his mic now.
You go ahead, mute. I'm still going to talk. But yeah. So I'm really detached from the situation. I don't feel the sympathy that people feel sad about this. I mean, like you can still play it. If Remedy want to make another game, they will. You just play wherever they put it at. It'll probably multiply at the end of the day anyway. So like me, I don't see the hysteria behind this. People really blow it out of proportion. I don't care. It's really not that deep to me.
All right, that's weird that you ain't played. Hey, but I don't know. You're young. You're the youngster out of the group. And it wasn't a game that you were interested in, first found out about. That's fine.
Nah. I mean, even back then when it came out, I was like, it never really grabbed me.
It just never grabbed you. What about just the whole situation with Remedy maybe being potentially going to Sony though?
I mean, yeah, like if something, I guess, in like management changes drastically, I don't see him being acquired. Or unless Sony throws enough money at them. Anything's possible because they can change their mind at any point in time. They're not locked into that statement. But as of right now, from what they said, they like their independence. So I guess we'll see how things play out in the future. It might happen, it might not. We never know these things.
Right. You need to pay the bills.
Pay the bills?
Michelle Alexandria, $199.
Lady.
Action. And I don't have an Xbox. That's what I'm talking about. She's a gamer.
That's it, right there. Look, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
I
have
own
no
an Xbox.
problem. You don't have to own an Xbox to to listen to the show
Appreciate others getting it right.
I support you regardless. If a PlayStation fan told me, look, I never bought an Xbox before. I never bought an Xbox. I'm all about PlayStation. I'm not gonna be mad at you about that. Like I'm like, good. What was your favorite games on PlayStation? And they may even tell me about a PlayStation game that I may not have gotten that could be out there available that I could get to play.
Broaden your horizons. Facts.
That's what gamers do. We
Sit
don't
down and have a
worry.
conversation.
I don't care what your preferred console is. I just want you to get out there and have a good time. Don't tell me that Quantum Break is trash and you never put your hands on it. You just seen YouTube clips from your favorite YouTuber that told you it was trash.
Quantum Break was hot.
Yeah, Quantum Break was fucking.
That was fire.
But anyway, all right, Livewire. What is your thoughts about this? Livewire, are you there?
Next.
No. Cool. All right. 108.
All right. I got something to say. First of all, Microsoft tried to purchase them back in the Max Payne days. They want their developmental freedom. Okay. Alan Wake sold about 2.5 million. Great game. I beat the hell out of that game. The story is like Resident Evil meets Jason
Peter talks to his computer.
meets like a spy game or a detective game. Alan Wake was over the top. It was definitely mind-boggling. You know how when Max Payne got drugged and he was walking through the building and he thought it was on fire? It was crazy. But Alan Wake is a loss for Microsoft because that's one of the titles. What was that last title you said they should redo? And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? That was last week. What was that title you was talking about? Alpha Protocol?
Yeah, Alpha Protocol from
Okay. Now this is their Alpha Protocol. That's an exclusive because people love the game. They did an arcade version of it, which was a spin-off. Rise is another game they need to capitalize on. Sunset Overdrive is another. This is one of those titles. Alan Wake was the truth. I beat the hell out of this game. I beat that game like 4 or 5 times. Okay, I don't play games 4 or 5 times because I beat them in single player. And I'm telling you, Alan Wake was the truth. It was original, but Remedy will not be acquired by Sony. They wanted to do the game. Microsoft didn't want to do the game. They love their developmental freedom as an independent dev, and they gave Microsoft exclusives like the Japanese do, but like games like the Penis Demon, Persona 5, like Yakuza, which is not an exclusive. Sega just didn't put it on other consoles. Judgment, it's a favor. So when Remedy said, you know what, our next game we're gonna do multiplats, I don't like what Control looks like. It looks like Quantum Break with less enemies. And I told K Mega this in private sessions. But they want to, you know, bring more of their game to a bigger audience. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a loss. Alan Wake was like the Resident Evil 7 of the 360 era. It's a loss.
Hey,
Rise.
Hold on. NASCAR Allo said what? He said, "Wait, what demon?"
Penis Demon. Penis Demon. I'll let K Mega break that down.
I'll break that down with you
because he might not know. But it's like it's a loss because Alan Wake 2.5 million in sales. They need that. It's like Detroit's Become Humans, 2 million sales. Sony thought it was a fail. That's why that was it Aquatic Dreams? That's who made that? Aquatic Dreams or
Hey, what?
Quantic Dreams, yeah.
No. Aquatic Dreams made Detroit's Become Human.
Yeah.
Right.
They also sold it. It was real cheap.
Like, no. But listen, what I'm telling you.
After.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it doesn't. Everything don't gotta sell Halo, God of War, Spider-Man. It don't gotta do those numbers to be successful. Of course, they want it to be a grand slam out the park. That game is better than 90% of the story-driven games on any console.
Yeah, but I think it depends on how much money they put into it more so.
I mean, I don't know.
I think that's what the thing is with them.
But you gotta have those numbers to make that judgment. What I'm saying is, Alan Wake was a small budget game, sold 2.5 million, and at the time it sold 2.5 million. 500,000 was the magic mark for games being successful. 2.5 million, that's not a flop. And Microsoft still sitting on it. I'm happy Remedy bought the properties back because now I get a sequel. I don't care. I don't care what it comes out on it. I just want to play the game. That's another loss from Microsoft. People can say what they want to say. You could be emotionally involved. Listen, all of a sudden, we know we had Quantum Break. We know how good Quantum Break was. PlayStation people said Quantum Break garbage, 720p, garbage. But now we got Control. Oh my God, you see Control? Oh wow. Same company, same style of game, and now it's amazing. That's a loss for Microsoft. Alan Wake is a loss.
All right, so let me make this point. There was somebody came. That says, Robo Gaming says, Mega. Let's be fair though. In the beginning of this generation, you used to diss PS first line of exclusives, and you never played a lot of them. So let's be fair. You might need to go back and check some of the videos that I did when I first started on YouTube. What the hell? I see 100 just popped out of nowhere. What's going on, 100?
He in here?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I'm appalled, man. I'm over here drinking with I'm appalled. You talking about this Alan Wake thing? I had to come in and I had to come. Sorry, everybody. I'm with the family, everybody at my house for the weekend. I got a house full of people. That's why but I'm listening to the show, and me and my peoples was appalled by what you just said, Lametius.
Okay.
The right hand of Zeus.
Hold on. Let me make this point. Let me just home. Right. He sit there and let me just see, because the videos is there. I ain't taking no videos down. I made a video talking about Until Dawn, because I got my son a PlayStation before I got myself a PlayStation, and I played Until Dawn off of that. I beat the game, and I was just like, whoa, on his PlayStation. And I talked about, and I praised the game. I thought the game was fantastic. The one thing that I had a problem with Until Dawn was the fact that they gave that game a higher rating than the remake of Gears of War. But then with God of War, they gave it a higher rating than they gave it like a 9 or something. And I was like, that's a remake, and it wasn't even a true remake like what Gears did. So you would be sadly mistaken. Now, I you know what I'm saying? Like, did I play Killzone? No, I didn't play Killzone.
Killzone was garbage.
Or you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I played a little bit of the second. So I didn't hate on these games, like saying, like, I'm just saying, look,
it was only 2 games. What was it? 3 games?
Killzone was terrible.
They had Killzone. They had Until Dawn, Knack.
Are you talking about what released?
I'm just overall for the first couple of years. Yeah, and then they had and I still ain't played Killzone because of the fact that they lied about the whole 1080p situation.
Right, they lied and got busted.
Yeah, no, for me having a PlayStation 4, look, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing that trips me out, is that, like, look, you're saying that I hated on what is hate? Did I say that those games were garbage? Did I say that those games were trash? Did I say that nobody should buy those games? I wish anybody would come and find me to say any of those things. I've never said those things. Now, if I said that those games weren't my interest, my cup of tea, then you might get that's different. But I never have ever told any gamer that those games couldn't be for you.
No, I'm telling you, 1886 The Order is garbage.
Oh shit! Stop it!
He's still on there.
Make it need a hug. Somebody need to get make a hug.
Why I need a hug, bro? Why I need a hug, bro?
Let me see what my
ass been on one.
Bro, I've been had that hardcore shit on my mind all week, man. I've been working my ass off in the first. But I said that in the DMs. I said I'm gonna be messy tonight. I'm like, I can't stand that shit. But go ahead.
Our boy popped in here. What did I do to offend anybody? My dude. You know how I give it up in gaming. What did I do? Go ahead, 100. 100.
What's up?
Popped in
What
here.
you do?
You
Yeah,
said people was appalled from what did I say? They're
Yeah, I was
appalled.
appalled with your comment about Alan Wake, and you said that Microsoft should be appalled for selling the publish. They never owned the IP.
Okay,
They
listen,
own the
okay,
publishing rights.
Listen
So
to
that
what I
means
said.
they help. They think about it. They think about they own the publishing rights. Yeah, they wanted Quantum Break before Alan Wake 2. But then
Okay.
Remedy went on. You gotta look at the timeline. Microsoft gave the green light. Hey, you want to make it now? We already lost on Quantum. Now Microsoft owns Quantum Break. They own the IP. They don't own the pub. They own that. They just gave. They don't own the publishing rights. So publishing rights and owning IP is different. Thing about it is, Microsoft said, you know what? You want your publishing rights? Big bank take little bank. Give me some money and I'll let you have it. They sold it. It was like Microsoft gave it to them. They sold it back.
They got money back. Listen to what I said. Me and you are Alan Wake fans, right?
Yeah, I play it.
That's also Microsoft because that's an exclusive.
But that wasn't an exclusive because they own the marketing. They only own the publishing rights to it.
Hold on.
At the end of the day, it's up to Remedy to make that game. If Remedy said, I want to do Control and I ain't got time to do Quantum, I don't got time to do Alan Wake. So you can understand, Remedy takes 4 to 5 years to make a game. That's like a PlayStation Studio.
Yes.
They take their damn time. Microsoft saying, I didn't. Microsoft might say, hey, you know what? You want to give us Alan Wake? Or we can sell the publishing rights back to you. You don't know the end. Everybody don't know the ends. All like people sitting there like they gave up. They didn't give up. My thing is, okay, if you guys don't want to do it, we own the publishing rights and we're tired of sitting on it. What's the price?
Right.
What's the number on the check that you gonna give me?
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not discrediting anybody. What I'm saying is that's a franchise that me and you love. They own the publishing rights like Puffy owned Biggie's publishing rights. He can't put out no music without them making money off of it. Yeah. So now listen to what I'm saying. It's not a discredit for really anybody. But when you lose a franchise that you got the publishing rights to, that people loved, that's a loss.
What? It's a cult following that love it. Because if it would have sold, it would have sold. It's a cult following. It's a cult following. And I'll put it this way: nobody wasn't talking about no damn Alan Wake until now.
But people wanted it. We
wanted it, but no, we the hardcore.
Right.
The average people didn't. The average. How many people? I was on Twitter. That's why I made my rant video. How many people that really played Alan Wake? Check their police record. The ones that's crying about it, the ones that's bitching and complaining. No, you played it. We already know you played it. You beat it several times. We know that.
Right.
But you're in the minority, not in the majority. The majority of people didn't go do it.
I said from my perspective. So you can't get mad that I'm a fan. It's like I brought up Alpha Protocol. I thought that game was garbage, but K Mega had a point last week. So I can't say what K Mega means nothing. But I have to say.
Nobody's saying that, but you saying like it's Microsoft is a loss. You rather Microsoft probably did this. You know what? We're tired of sitting on these assets. You know what you gonna do? You're gonna make us a game, and then what Remedy said, they're not making no more exclusives. They came out there last year. They want to go all third party. Right. So that's what they did. So Microsoft said, "You want this IP? You want to make it multi-plat? You want to make it multi?" And then Remedy also said, it also came out said it might don't be one no time soon. You forgot they're still working on Control.
I don't like what it looks like.
They're not big. Remedy is not a big studio.
They're very small. Right.
They're big and they're not a big studio. And so when people going off and thinking Alan Wake 2 going to be exclusive to PlayStation, no. They already said they're not going down that path.
They're just going to be.
So you basically think that from what all these PlayStation fans has been coming out and saying that Remedy will not be.
They don't want to be K-Mega. They said it.
Well, no. I'm asking 100 since he, you know what I'm saying, jumped in. So you don't think Remedy will be a PlayStation studio?
No. And think about it is they pockets is small anyway. I don't know why people think. Look at all the execs that's leaving PlayStation for Microsoft. They just lost one yesterday.
Yeah, a big one.
Look at the developers that's leaving. They coming over to Xbox because what?
Sony don't want to pay.
So what you gonna look? Check this out. Alan Boyce and left. What? Work for Microsoft. All these people.
Well, no, he works for his own company now.
No, he worked for what you call because he does what you call it. So he working for Microsoft, Ryan. He helps with Killer Instinct.
Yeah, but he did for the first Killer.
Yeah, so you got people got to understand. You got to look. They look with their eyes closed instead of looking eyes open. Like I said, I was listening to the thing and I wanted to say something, but it was just too loud. And I was like, damn, why people? And like I said, you made a good rant. I'm proud of you. Make you funny went off.
And I defended him because people didn't understand where he was coming from. They think he just talking negative about people. You and him know.
It was great rant because sometimes you need to get something out. Like I say, remember what's my saying? You need to put a line in the sand. Yeah. Put a line in the sand. I ain't playing with that.
I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. Yeah, like I ain't
put a line in the sand. I'm putting a line in E3.
Well, no, I put a line in the sand through all of that. Like people said, I can't remember who it was early on the show. Said, hey man, you and Z need to go ahead and squash this and play.
Got nothing to squash.
They ain't nothing to squash. I ain't never came at Z sideways. You ain't never seen a picture of Z's face on anything that I've done. I never did anything to Z except just leave multiplayer because he came after the women on GRG. You know what I'm saying?
You hear that?
You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. Anything that came out that was said otherwise is a fucking lie. I told Z this. I got the receipts to prove it. I said, look, bro.
Don't do that. Don't put out receipts.
But no. But that's the thing, though. I told Z, like, what did Infamous and Delilah have to do with why you came in?
Got real back, bro. Got real back.
No. Fake news. Fake news.
Okay. Let's go, bro.
I know. I'm not going over. I'm not gonna go overboard. I'm just saying, for all the misconceptions, they said that he said I blocked him. I didn't block him. I unfollowed him. I'm like, look. I'm not a part of the bullshit that you trying to do and then trying to do. And then I sit there and I see my boy Bam post some shit and say, y'all wilding, and I see a face of me and Lemon, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, the YBGST. And I'm like, look, okay, cool. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But you will never ever see me post anything about Z or about crap or about anybody.
Post my money, sucker.
You know what I'm saying? I show. You know what I'm saying? Stop it.
I show that bracelet. That's a couple of you suckers. Month.
Stop. No,
post that.
You know what I'm saying? When I got asked to be a part of, that's the one thing that I don't think anybody really realized. I never personally asked to be a part of anything. I was asked to be a part of whatever. I came to Next. My boy Bot hit me up and said, you know what I'm saying, first before anybody else to say, hey man, Mega, I want to do Next. You know what I'm saying? Bot's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Xbox 448 is my dude. He always was my, you know what I'm saying? When I got asked to be a part of BGST, it was Crap and Z that made me asked me to be a part of that. When I came with Me Game here, it was it was T-Tech and it was I'm sorry, it was King Dre and it was motherfucking Rise and Grind and Big Kahuna that asked me to be a part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? When I did shit with B Shadows, I was asked. I've never when I got on Intro Media Gaming, I was asked, you know what I'm saying? I never ever asked or begged to be a part of any motherfucking thing, and I never will. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have Brand, a dealer, a whole bunch of PlayStation dudes and girls to come on here on the show. But I'm not gonna kiss your ass to come on this show. That's I'm not doing it. I'll sit there and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'll hear people. Look, I don't have no problem with having a different mind of opinion, but I'm not gonna try to get into no stupid shit over fucking video games. I just want to talk about video games and let everybody enjoy shit. That's it. Have a different point of view. But if you think that I'm going to ask and beg or plead to do any goddamn thing, when I got on Weapon Wheel, I was asked by them. I don't kiss ass. I will never. I got what I got.
Nigga's not a corporate slave.
I'm not no slave. You know what I'm saying? I do my shit, and that's it. And I sit there and I stand by my people that have my back, and I always will. And I have my ladies back, even if they ain't on the show all the fucking time. GWG for life. Those girls do their fucking business, and I have all the fucking support for them, and I always will. And for my people that's been on GRG, even all day, Fonzarelli, I hope the best for them. What they do with Luca,
I ain't saying that.
And all that. You may not, but I do. I don't have no hatred for none of these people. I will never have it. I want everybody to succeed, and I want everybody that is a black YouTuber or a person of color YouTuber to be looked in a different light of something other than being fucking ignorant and always want to be on that drama shit. That's me. I'm always going to be that. You can say Kumbaya Mega or this type of Mega or whatever Mega, but I promise you won't do it to my face, because if you do, I'm going to bust your motherfucking ass on the set. Real talk.
2019.
That's it. Anyway.
Like my boy 100 say.
100, you got anything for to say before we get here? I don't know how the fuck the show
talking about Alan Wake.
I don't even know. We talking about Alan Wake, and I don't even know how the fuck we go fucking 3 hours to. I don't know. I've given up. I've given up.
I know nothing about
Because Mega goes on rants.
They Mega went on the whole rant.
I said I was going to be messy tonight. I said I was going to be.
I saw it, but I didn't think he was going to do it.
I said I was.
Ghost to me is something got into you. That's something I
was. Like I said, I wish everybody success. I don't have no hate for anybody, but if you really want to see me like that, please let me know. At E3 2020. You need to see it sooner. You can come on to Oklahoma. You can give me a month.
They said what you call, they don't do number kiss our ass at E3.
Who do? Who say that?
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know. I posted it in the chat the other day. I posted it in the chat the other day.
Oh man, look. Let me just say this. Like I said about E3 before. I've said this a million times. E3 is surely not for the bullshit. E3 is about the real ones. E3 is all about the real ones. If you step at E3, and if it like I think it was Ops it was your first time being at E3 for the first time this year, right, Op?
Yeah, definitely first time.
You've seen it yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's on that bullshit. Nobody. We're all about that. That's why I said that last year when I went to my first E3 was like, I couldn't understand it. It blew my mind because I listened to so much of the rhetoric. When there was a guy, there was guys that was getting Sea of Thieves imaginary tattoos, but we in line talking about Death Stranding. Like what does that what is it really about? What's going on? And I was excited about it. Like I'm like, man, shit, y'all got me so hype. I can't wait to get Death Stranding.
Yo, Mega.
Like I'm like, let's go.
Tom. I gotta go.
All right, check it out. 108 Dragons. Where can they find you at?
You can find me
on man too.
Everything, supporting my brothers. Shout out to my man Bloody, who's not here. 100 just popped in, aka the goddamn driver, the barbecuist. Shout out to my man King Mega 405 reasons he's a gamer. Shout out to Live Wire, the 8-foot bum. You already know how we do. Shout out to the lawyer, my Oppie. Yeah, I know he black now, but he got that white voice. Yeah,
he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He got all
get us
connects.
all out of stuff. But you know what? Support everybody here, man. No matter what we talking about, man. My man K Mega had to get off his chest. Don't even think it's negative. It's not about being negative. But that boy, he take a lot of verbal abuse. And a lot of people got Twitter's fingers and they tweeting with like pinkies and they toes and shit. That's weird. Anyway, shout out to my boy Sick. Shout out to my boy Thomas Franks, aka the Sabret Burger nigga. Oh, I ain't supposed to say that.
See, there you go. Right.
That's my first.
It's over.
No. We're not doing that. Don't you cut me after your long ass 5-hour rant. Don't do that. But shout out to everybody that support us, man. GWG, Iron Laws Podcast, Megatron, Tim Dog, South. Everybody stop through Jazzy, Noop, and his son come through E3. You know how we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is what we're going to be. We're going to be there next year. We're going to be there next year. And we're going to be doing it bigger and better. We're going to be bringing you more exclusive interviews. And it's because we care about what we do. I don't need no checks. I don't need nothing. We not e-begging. Shout out to my man 100 because he made that up. E-begging and
I
interweb.
ain't make that. Somebody else made it up. Don't stand.
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
make that.
All
Somebody
I
right,
else
got
all
it.
made that.
right.
Up.
I
I
got
give
it from
credit
you.
where credit due.
But what I'm saying is, we do it for the heart, man. We don't do it for no malicious situation, and we don't do clickbait content, man. We just YouTube content creators, and we love what we do. Please pay attention to what we're doing, man. And we giving you situations that your favorite YouTuber can't do because they on a living room couch watching E3 while we in the building. Howdy-ho!
Anyway,
I'm
all
gone.
right. Live Wire Gaming on Donald Trump, man. You supposed to be at E3 2020. Man, you know what? If you come out there with us, I don't even know what to expect. More the world's gonna burn. I promise you. What's up with you, bro? Where can they find you at?
You find me out on my channel. I've been playing gaming, playing some new stuff. You know, I like this Gamepass, PC Game Pass. I get to play some different shit, you know what I
It
mean?
is cool. It is.
So yeah, check me out on there, man. I'll be putting up new stuff. Every once in a while I rant on some shit.
Look at him. He Livewire is so amped up to go left, but he's just keeping it cool. I appreciate that from you. Like, thank you guys on the panel for letting me just be me, just be wild tonight. Because I'm always trying to hold everybody else back, but tonight, 100. Where can they find you at, man?
You find me all on the interweb. I'm everywhere. People's making videos about me. I don't know who the hell they are. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I guess they want to be famous, but I ain't gonna make you famous. You're gonna make your own self famous. But no. Find me all on interweb anywhere. You know, I was bored. Yes, what was that? Wednesday. I was bored, and I went pound for pound with one of the great ones. We went pound for pound with each other. You know what I'm saying? And he tapped out and tried to jump back in. I ain't gonna mention his name, but you know, you say E3 is a bunch of kiss asses, but hey, at least I'm
He
there.
was where the gamers is at.
Yeah, that's where the game was at, and that's the Super Bowl. So trust me, that place was crowded, so it ain't going nowhere. They was making moolah money. They sold me on a $200 what was that? Well, that was $250 gaming chair,
Yep.
and then they sold me on a $400 Oculus Rift. They got more money out
See,
of
I
it.
didn't get to mess with the Rift, but I damn sure got getting that damn stern wheel.
Mm-hmm.
That
And that stern wheel, yeah, that's a buck
next week.
10. And the only reason we ain't got it, I ain't got it till it's sold out. It's sold out.
Is it sold out?
It's sold out. Try to come get my son one.
Oh shit! I'm getting one if they whenever they got it available. I'm gonna go ahead and just that shit. Oh, all right. Operations. Where can they find you at, bro?
And of course, you can find me on Twitter at Oppo, and every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for a Smash Podcast. Of course, we're not having a show this Saturday because Bloody's doing his 24-hour stream. That's going to bleed over until tomorrow. So, of course, next Saturday, she'll catch us there. And yeah, that's for me. That's it for me, man.
Nice. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You know what I'm saying? If this was really different for you for hearing me go left like that, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Normally I keep it on the wheels, but
Don't apologize. Don't.
But tonight it was just one of those nights. I'm just like, the real hardcore is the people that just love games. Doesn't matter what platform, whatever game, and I want those people to be a part of this podcast. I mean, I'm saying, if you all about that bullshit and you just want to hear drama and trash and all that shit, then you don't have to hear. I don't care. Like I said, I do this for the love. I do this for the appreciation for people that have supported me and for the support this podcast, the people that's a part of it, because I couldn't do this alone. And you know what I'm saying? And I love you guys for that. I always will. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Care what you prefer. Only thing is, as long as you prefer gaming, that's where I am. Anyway, so thank you. If it's Friday night, you know what I'm saying, it's been a long weekend, so there's really only two things that you could be doing. If it ain't getting ready to game, and there's only got to be one other thing to do, and that's the pants off dance off. You're damn right. It was a little short tonight. I wish that the rest of the crew was here, but you know what? It's the holiday, and they had to take care of business. But I'm pleased for what we did. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast. Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night.